Welcome back to another episode of the Real Duo Podcast, the most mediocre podcast on the internet. I'm one of your hosts, Wade.
I'm another host, Devin.
What have you been watching this week, Devin?
So, I didn't tell you about this movie. That I watched two movies. You know about one. I watched Batman Returns, which
My favorite Batman movie.
We'll discuss, I think, in a later video sometime. I don't know when, so we're not going to discuss it now.
Mm-hmm.
But the other movie I watched today is I watched Fantastic Four.
Which one?
The first one, but not like this 90s
The
one.
Jessica Alba one?
Yeah. The
Why?
first one. Because I just wanted background noise when I was writing my paper.
Why wouldn't you want good background noise?
Because if it was good, I'd pay attention to it more.
I mean, that's fair, I guess. That movie's not... I'd compare that movie to, like, The Room. Where, like, it's a bad movie, but it's at least, like, fun to make fun of and laugh at.
It's nowhere near as bad as The Room, though.
Well, no, because it was made by a studio, and they had money, and they had some like talent behind it, but it's still not good.
It's also not the worst Fantastic Four movie, so
I mean that's debatable.
Fan Four Stick is the worst Fantastic.
Fan Four Stick might be, but I at least appreciate that one more because it's trying to do something different.
What's the best Fantastic Four movie though?
I mean, out of the three we got,
Actually,
I've seen the '90s one. The '90s one isn't that. It's bad. But it's fun because they do a lot of practical stuff. They do a lot of like interesting creative. Like it has this like campy charm to it. I kind of like that one.
Rise is the best one. I think. Rise of the Silver Surfer.
I don't know. That one's got Doug Jones in it.
It does.
So I like Doug Jones, but it completely ruins Galactus.
Yeah, but like I feel like Galactus was just shoehorned into that movie. I feel like it was more about Silver Surfer, and they were just like, you gotta put Galactus in.
And Doctor Doom's the villain again.
Yeah.
And Silver Surfer's definitely trying to bang Jessica Alba.
Who isn't in that movie though?
I mean that's
Doctor Doom, Reed Richards.
Well,
Silver
Reed
Surfer.
is banging
Exactly.
Jessica Alba because they're married.
Exactly. Well, they're not married in that movie. They get married at the
Oh
end.
well, yeah, it's a bachelor party. That seems fucking dumb. In the second one, when he's dancing,
stretchy.
Why, how are his clothes stretching?
Because you can't have just half naked Reed.
No, but he wouldn't be half naked. He would just have longer arms. His clothes would stay the same.
But he stretched his torso, so like his.
Oh, God forbid we see his belly button.
And then if he stretches his legs and his pants,
his pants would be the same size. His legs would just be longer.
Yeah, it'd be weird.
Oh man. But now you're breaking the logic of the world in the universe now.
I'm pretty sure they did that in the first one too.
No, they established in the first one that he had to wear the suit and it would stretch with him because
okay,
it was
what about the bridge scene though?
Organic or whatever.
So I just watched it.
His arms were longer than his sleeves in that though.
But his shirt was still like a normal size.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
But like no, I mean it's not. It was stretching with his body in the bridge scene.
I don't know if that's true.
It is. I just watched.
I mean those movies are dumb. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
But
The Thing has a practical suit, so you got that going on.
he does, but every now and then you can see the creases in it, and it takes me out of it because it would look great if they like maybe polished it a little bit because there is like when he's on the bridge about to like jump off and kill himself, which is fun. He like goes to scrape the bird shit off of him, and you can see like the ripples in the suit, and I was just like, really, like
I wasn't paying that much
you
attention.
fuckers.
I didn't notice that.
You could have made this like just put a little bit more effort into it.
I don't know who the actor is who plays Doctor Doom, but I think he did a pretty good job.
I don't know that actor's name. He's on The Runaways too. He's a good actor. I like him.
I think he did a decent job as Doctor Doom.
He must have like a degree in being an evil asshole because he's really good at it.
I mean, if they brought anybody back from that franchise, I'd be okay if he came back as Doctor Doom.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think everyone would agree with that.
So
he'd be a great. He was a great Doctor Doom.
Yeah,
I just wish Doctor Doom was better.
he was a goofy Doctor Doom, for sure. That movie just made him goofy.
Yeah, definitely.
But if he was in a more serious
I'd like to
movie,
see a fucking dark, demented
Yeah,
Doctor Doom with that guy in it. That'd be
great.
awesome. Be
Great.
awesome. Which
That's
I mean,
all.
we technically got that with Fan Four Stick, but
That wasn't Doctor Doom.
he was doomed for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, that wasn't Doctor Doom. That was some random ass dude
I don't care.
blowing people's heads off.
He looked cool, and that scene is fucking awesome.
That's not Doctor Doom.
I don't give a shit. It's cool.
Doctor Doom doesn't have the power to just blow people's heads
I don't
up.
give a shit. It's cool.
Whatever.
That's all that matters when you're making a movie.
Whatever. But it's not Doctor Doom.
It'd make a dope music video.
Probably. You could probably make a song that has beats to people's heads
fucking
blowing
hell,
off.
man. Hell yeah. hell fucking yeah, man.
I'm sure there is a song that just syncs up perfectly with it.
Oh man,
do that.
I want to listen to that song.
I'm a Barbie girl. You know,
That song would probably sync up pretty well with that.
You think it would?
Probably.
That song syncs up to like everything though. So
Pretty much.
that's all I watched this week. What you watched?
I watched The Boys. Episode 5 came out.
Continued watching.
Continuing. There's 3 more episodes left.
Shit, there's only 3 left.
Yeah, because it's unless they're gonna do more, but I think they're only doing 8 episodes because season 1 was 8 episodes.
Well, that's good. The closer I can watch it, then, because I'm waiting for all of it to come out to watch it. So.
I mean, you could just fucking watch it now.
No, because I don't want to catch up and then I have to wait. I just want to be able to just. Watch
But you could watch the season 1 and where you are at season 2 by like the end of the week, and then see the new episode.
I'd rather just wait and watch.
But
it
you cocksucker. Episode 5 wasn't great. It had a lot of great moments in it, and they poke fun at Joss Whedon, which was fun. And Justice League and
deservingly so.
They kind of the last few episodes have been making fun of Batman vs Superman.
Nice.
Which is fun because like they're all like making a movie, and it's literally called Dawn of the Seven, and I'm just like, you fucks.
Nice.
That's an obvious joke, but it was fun. It was fun to see.
It's a good joke.
It is a good joke. I feel like this season isn't going to be as great as season 1 because season 1 for a lot of people was like a holy shit. Like I hadn't read the comics, so I didn't know what to expect. I thought because I thought it would be like a mini series because the premise of it seemed like, oh, it's these group of guys and they have to just go kill these superheroes. It is not that at all. I mean that's what they're trying to do. But
the
I thought like every episode was going to be like, oh, a different way to kill a superhero. Blah, blah. It's not that, and they go in depth with all this shit.
They gave you the Shyamalan twist.
Yeah, if it was good. And season 2 is definitely trying to expand on some things a little bit more, which I appreciate. But it's just kind of slower, and I kind of need a little bit more like not action necessarily, but I need a little bit
Maybe
more.
The last half
energy.
will be.
Hopefully, I hope the last half is good at least. They've been focusing a lot more on some of the side characters, which I don't really care about all that much. So like, focus less on them in season 3, please, and focus more on the main plot. Not that they're bad characters, because Mother's Milk is getting more screen time. That's his nickname. He is. That's not his real name, but that's what they call him in the show.
Mother's Milk.
Yeah, he's a great character.
Does that name have any meaning, or is that just what
they explain it in season 1? You gotta watch the fucking show.
I didn't know if they just called him that for no fucking reason.
No, his real name's Marvin. But
Marvin.
He's definitely, they're giving him a little bit more screen time, and he's the only side character that I'm like, this guy's cool because he's interesting and he feels like a real person. And I love how they've made Carl Urban completely like unlikable in this season, because in season 1 you're rooting for him, you're like, fucking A, Carl Urban, hell yeah. And then in season 2 you're just like, wow, you're a dick. Like, wow.
Like Carl Urban can play a dick pretty well, though.
He's really good at it.
So.
And he's really good at being Irish.
Is he?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen him say anything in Irish. So.
He's got a great accent. He's got a great beard.
I know he has a great beard.
He's got a great beard.
Great beard.
But yeah, I watched that. It was all right. It was fun. Hopefully the show picks up a little bit more.
Probably will.
And season 3, don't do the weekly shit, because it's dumb. Just release it all at once so I can watch it.
They want to keep the viewers.
I don't give a damn what they want. They need to do what I want.
Nobody does what you want.
And I think everyone universally has been like, yeah, this is dumb. Because like people were review bombing the show and just giving it like 2 stars because it wasn't released all. Like, I think all the backlash, and they might, if they're smart, they might poke fun of that in the show for season 3 as well, and just be like, look at all these fucking nerds like doing some shit. Like, that'd be fun, and I'd appreciate that.
They could just do Daredevil and just release the whole thing.
That's what they should do. That's what they did with season 1.
But now they're like, we gotta keep the viewers.
Just make a good show.
That's why Disney Plus released the Mandalorian weekly, because they wanted to keep the viewers.
Well, yeah.
Because there's nothing else on Disney.
But The Boys is significantly better than Mandalorian.
Season 2 might be good. Or good.
It might.
Gooder.
You could say that about anything.
Yeah. Just like fucking... I don't know where I was going with that. I was going to name something, but nothing popped in my head.
Just like Dexter.
Dexter could be good, even though that show's over.
It could have been.
Could have been. Batman vs Superman could have been good.
It was. Fuck you. I also watched The Aviator. This is like one of the few Martin Scorsese movies I had yet to see, and I finally saw it. It was fucking fantastic.
How was Leo in it?
He was great. This is definitely. I think he might have been a little bit too young. I think he was like in his like early 30s, I think, and he's playing Howard Hughes. I just think his like face. He's got like a baby face, and Howard Hughes always kind of because in the 50s everyone looked like a 50-year-old man, even if you were like 20 or 30. So his look didn't quite fit right to the
Leo
era.
is perfect for every role.
But he was fantastic. He was great. Kate Blanchett's in it. She did a great job. It's kind of a tribute to old Hollywood. Everyone's like wearing suits and they're smoking and drinking all the time. And Howard Hughes is a famously fucking crazy filmmaker, and he's a really interesting person to make a movie about. And this is a great movie.
So you'd recommend it?
I'd recommend it. Yeah, it's like 2.5 hours, so you'd have to if you don't like long movies.
Like I said, every movie Leonardo DiCaprio is in long. Every single one.
I mean, yeah, I don't think he's making like 90-minute rom-coms.
He makes 2.5 hour or more. It's like in his contract.
Pretty much, yeah, which is weird. John C. Reilly's also in this.
Really?
And he's really good. He's one of those actors that...
Does he look young in that?
He looks younger. I mean, he's always looked like a...
He's always looked like a...
he's always looked like a troll. But he's one of those actors that, like... He's a great actor, and he's done a lot of dramatic stuff, but I can't not picture him being a goofy, dumb idiot, because he's really good at that, too. And the first thing I saw him in ever was Step Brothers, so I just think of Step Brothers. But he's a great actor.
I think that's what most people think of him from.
Pretty much.
He's not Will Ferrell from Step Brothers.
He's the other curly-headed fuck
yeah.
from Step Brothers. I also rewatched Aquaman last night. Spent another 2.5 goddamn hours watching Aquaman.
The movie's 2.5 hours?
It felt like it. It's 143 minutes.
2 hours.
So it's close.
Minutes, yeah.
It's 10 minutes away from being 2.5 hours.
I only watched that in theaters. It's the only time I've seen it.
Yeah, this will be my second time seeing it. This might be the most generic movie I've ever seen in my entire life. And
did you count this time how many explosions happened in the middle of conversations?
I wanted to, but I did notice that every scene there was at least one explosion.
Yeah, I know. And
it's fucking nuts. And also, I think 90% of this movie was shot in IMAX. Because like I'd say like the first 30 minutes, it's what is it, 241, where you get the bars on top of water, and then it goes into full frame for like 30-40 minutes, and even when it's just scenes of people talking, it's like full frame, like IMAX fucking thing, and then it doesn't go back until they're at that like weird village in like Spain or whatever,
yeah, and
then it only stays that way for like 2 scenes, and then it goes back to the full frame, and I'm like, why did you film 90% of this movie in IMAX?
Warner Brothers, I gotta tell you something. You're not Marvel. You can't film your entire movie in IMAX.
You can't. And also, maybe some of the money you used to film the 90% of this fucking movie in IMAX could have went to the terrible fucking visual effects, because there are some terrible effects in this fucking movie.
Oh yeah.
I cannot see someone watching this and being like, "Oh, the CG was great." No, it's not. There's literally some of the worst de-aging I've ever seen in a movie.
Again, Warner Brothers, you're not Marvel.
So there's bad acting in it. It's hard for me to figure out if James Wan like was kind of winking at the audience, because there's some scenes in it where I'm like, that has to be a joke, right? Like,
could have peed on it.
Well, not that. That was an actual attempt to be funny. But like, there's when Black Manta's like making his suit, it's playing like cheesy 80s music, and it's like this weird montage, and I'm like, is this meant to be like a goof?
I think James Wan was just like, yeah, this is my movie.
Maybe. I don't know. It's hard for me to tell, and the fact that I can't tell
makes it worse.
Makes it worse. Because if he was just flat out like, yeah, this is a bullshit, like whatever, we just had a goof fest, then fine, cool. But the rest of the movie is just people talking, and it's boring. So yeah, it's not a good movie.
I think Aquaman could be really good in a Thor Ragnarok vibe. I think that would be great.
I think I said that when we initially saw it. Like, I don't like the tone of Thor Ragnarok. I think Taika Waititi really doesn't, at least with Thor Ragnarok, he doesn't really understand the fact that like if you make everything goofy, when you try to do like serious moments, it doesn't work. But I think that would work for this, because Aquaman is a fucking joke. And it needs to be
the
kind
character
of overly
of Aquaman
humorous.
Is a joke.
Yeah,
to society. So.
Like, it needs to be kind of overly humorous and kind of wink at the audience and be like, yeah, we know this is kind of silly, but like whatever, we're just making a fun movie.
We get it.
But this takes itself so fucking seriously, as if this is like Macbeth or something, and it's like, god damn.
It's Aquaman.
It's called Aquaman. It's the goofiest fucking name in the world.
The only scene I remember liking is when he met that giant trench monster thing.
That scene is like 2 minutes.
I know, but that's the only scene I remember liking.
And Arthur Curry does not have an arc in the movie.
No, yeah.
The whole time, he's like...
He's an asshole throughout the whole thing.
He's not doing what he's doing because he wants to or because he has any like reason to. He's doing it pretty much because everyone around him is telling him to do it, and he's just like, fine, whatever. He's like annoyed the whole time that he's destined to be king, and he has to take that. He doesn't come to a point where he's like, I genuinely care about Atlantis and I genuinely care about my people. He's doing it because everyone around him is forcing him to do it.
Yeah.
And he never grows from being a dickhead. He's always kind of a smarmy dick. So it's like, what the fuck? Like,
same plot as Black Panther.
But at least Black Panther had like an arc. He at least grew and changed and learned something at the end and kind of became not a different character, but grew as a character. Arthur Curry doesn't do that. He's the same fucking smarmy dick that he was at the beginning.
Could peed on it.
I could have peed on it. It's like, all right. And that fucking Pitbull song in it is really jarring and out of place. It didn't need to be.
Oh, the
Pitbull cover.
the Africa thing.
Yeah. They're walking
Forgot
on the
that
beach.
was in there.
This is dumb. This is a dumb fucking movie. Anybody who legitimately likes this, and I don't mean to be that fucking like film asshole who's like, oh, this isn't real cinema, but you're an idiot. And then I also watched this very hard.
Just fight. You're an idiot. And then continue.
No, you can like whatever you want, but I'll just make fun of you. And then I watched Kagemusha. Finally, I watched this I think like 2 years ago, but I didn't finish it because the disc was fucked up when I originally watched it. So I had to rebuy it. And it was fucking great. It's a samurai movie from Akira Kurosawa, who is a fucking G when it comes to making movies.
He's a G.
Like, usually filmmakers have like one. If they're lucky, they have one masterpiece under their belt. Akira Kurosawa has like 7. Like, this dude knows how to make a movie, a gorgeous fucking movie. The story's really fucking like kind of interesting and neat. It's 3 hours. It doesn't feel 3 hours. It's fun to look at. The score in it's great.
I feel like you're a little biased towards samurai movies, though.
No, I mean I've seen some shit samurai movies,
but still, like every time
I've heard you
talk about samurai movies,
especially from Akira Kurosawa, because he's made a lot of samurai movies and they're fucking great. It's a great movie.
I haven't seen it.
Did you watch it?
Can't say that I...
And it's produced by George Lucas and Francis Ford Coppola.
Produced by George Lucas. I ain't never watched it.
I don't think he had a hand in it. I think he just...
Here's $5.
I think because at the beginning there's a Fox logo, so I think he just kind of distributed it so people in America could see it. I don't think he had any fucking hand in it because it's a good movie.
He offered $5
probably
in the pie.
Well, he's like a huge Kurosawa fan.
Oh, is he?
Like, without Kurosawa, we probably wouldn't have Star Wars.
There you go. George Lucas. The man. The myth. Not the legend.
The shit filmmaker.
Yeah. It's debatable.
That's not debatable.
I mean, he made Star Wars.
He made 3 movies.
He didn't even make 3 movies.
No, he made American Graffiti, THX, and the original Star Wars. And then the prequels, but those aren't movies.
I was gonna say he made the prequels.
Those aren't films.
The 3 movies.
Those are Saturday morning cartoons. So those are fucking movies.
He made 4 Star Wars movies and then 2 other things.
Yeah. So he didn't make all that much. He's not a good filmmaker.
He's a world builder.
And 3 of those movies are terrible. So
3 out of the 4. Or
no,
5.
3 out of the 6.
6, yeah.
Yeah, are fucking terrible. So
he's got 50% going.
Cool. Not a good filmmaker.
You ready to get into the news?
Get into the news.
You want me to start? You want me kick it off?
Do you have like movie news?
Yeah, dude.
Let's talk about movie news.
Movie news. So first one is one I know you don't fucking care about, and I don't care about, but I'm gonna mention it anyways for somebody who does maybe care about it. We're possibly getting a World of Warcraft movie sequel. So
nobody on the face of the planet saw this fucking movie. This movie literally bombed. And it was like a very infamous bomb because Duncan Jones, who's a great filmmaker, he directed Moon. Great movie. Like for years, he was like, I'm working on Warcraft. Like, it's going to be great. We're going to have all this practical stuff and it's going to be awesome. And then the movie came out and everyone was like, no, I don't
It was a
care about
CG
this.
fest, wasn't it?
It was. And everyone was wondering, what happened to all that practical
Yeah,
shit?
what was
fucker?
that?
Yeah. And that's probably why most people didn't see it. So it's weird that they would dump all this money into a sequel to a movie that bombed.
I mean, do you think they're actually dumping money into this sequel?
They're gonna put money into it.
But
That's
like
how movies are made.
dumping like a ton of money into it.
If it's gonna be a CG fest, they're gonna have to.
Every movie's a CG fest nowadays.
I know, and they're $700 million movies.
No movie has ever been $700 million.
They've been close. We'll get there at some point. We'll get there at some point.
The highest one was like Endgame.
The next Marvel movie, the next big Marvel movie would be like $1 billion to make.
Endgame was only like $400 million.
I know, that was Endgame. I'm talking like the next 10 years from now when they do Endgame 2.
Endgame 2.
Endgame Chapter 2.
The continuing.
The continuing. There's Snap Again.
The snap again.
Yeah, or whatever the fuck it's called in the universe.
The decimation.
The blip or whatever?
I think the blip is them coming back.
I don't give a damn.
Anyways. Yeah.
I didn't see this movie.
Warcraft sequel.
Movie. Cool.
Possibly
Put out another movie and don't make any money off of it.
Who owns Warcraft?
I think it's Fox.
So Disney technically now?
Technically.
Maybe it might
It might be Sony.
That seems like something Sony would have. Warcraft.
Let me look this up real quick. Universal.
Universal?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. What else do they have going for them? Jurassic World?
They have the Dark Universe.
If that's still a thing.
Hey, fucking everybody liked the Invisible Man.
We don't even know if that's part of the fucking
I think they'll
universe.
make it part of the universe because that's the only movie that they put out there.
They'll probably just restart from there.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first one.
Yeah.
And then I told you this yesterday. Tom Hardy is rumored to be the new 007. How do you feel about that?
At first, it sounded like you were going to say the next Dolomite, and I was like, that's weird.
No, 007.
I mean, I guess that's okay. I think Tom Hardy... I miss the days, and I know this happens to like every actor at some point.
This isn't confirmed yet. It's still
rumor.
rumored.
But I miss the days when Tom Hardy was just known as like that guy who makes these indie movies, but he's fucking phenomenal. Because like Bronson might be one of my favorite movies ever, and he's fucking fantastic in it. His performance in it is incredible.
Tom Hardy usually does a good job.
I'm not saying he's not bad. He's a great actor. I'm just saying he's taking all these big fucking like franchise films, and it's like, go back to making movies like Locke and fucking Bronson, you dumb fuck. And he's also like really ugly, and I don't want to look at him in a James Bond movie because Daniel Craig was also looked like he was like a punched in nutsack, and I'm like, he's not James Bond. Like James Bond is supposed to be kind of suave and charming. If Daniel Craig,
Tom Hardy is not that ugly.
he's not attractive. If Daniel Craig came up to you, if you were a woman, just picture yourself as a woman, and Daniel Craig came up to you and was like, hey, you want to have sex? I'd feel terrified. I'm like, this motherfucker's going to beat the shit out of me.
That's what you
Same
think.
thing with Tom Hardy.
That's what you think when you see Daniel Craig's like, that guy's going to murder me.
Yes. If I saw Daniel Craig, if all of a sudden, for some reason, Daniel Craig is fucking in Indiana, and I see him just walking down the street, and he looks at me and smiles and waves, I'd be like, that motherfucker's about to murder me.
He's my hitman.
He's a creep. He's got a scary face. Same thing with Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy's a scary looking guy.
He's my hitman.
It's like when they were talking about Joaquin Phoenix possibly being James Bond. It's like, no, he's not. He doesn't have the look of James Bond.
Maybe they're not going for looks. They're going by acting.
Cool, but you're also going to make a shit James Bond movie, so that doesn't really matter. But that's the character. The character is the suave secret agent.
I mean, I don't really care what happens to James Bond anyway.
I don't either. But if he does this, he's going to be James Bond and Venom.
Yeah.
Like, that's weird.
It's not like they come out with a James Bond movie every year. They come out with a James Bond movie
but usually when, like,
3 years.
it's the same thing that happened with Daniel Craig, where Daniel Craig became James Bond and then he didn't do anything because he became typecast. And then now that he's out, he can kind of start doing more stuff. But I don't want, like, a big lull with Tom Hardy where all he's doing is Venom and James Bond.
I mean, he may not be James Bond. You never know.
I hope not.
You never know.
Get Idris Elba. Get Hugh Jackman, honestly. I think Hugh Jackman would be a great James Bond.
Too old now.
I don't give a fuck. He doesn't look too old.
I don't think he wants to get...
Daniel Craig was 108 when they cast him as fucking
No,
James
he wasn't.
Bond. He was in his 40s.
I don't think Hugh Jackman's like in his 50s.
I don't give a fuck. He didn't look it.
I don't think he wants to get ripped anymore. Like, he's done with that shit.
That motherfucker is still ripped.
But I don't think he wants to get... Like,
he doesn't have to get Wolverine ripped, because he didn't have to do that in general in the first place. He just did it because, fuck it. He can get relatively, like, fit and in shape.
He wears a suit the whole time.
Yeah, he's not. It's not like the whole movie. It's not like the Wolverine where half the movie's shirtless. He'd be a great James Bond. Henry Cavill would be a solid James Bond. He's
possibly going to be Superman.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Idris Elba would have been an amazing James Bond, but he's a stubborn asshole who doesn't want to do anything. He doesn't want to have fun with his career.
Get what's his face? Oh gosh, what's that guy's
Matthew
name?
McConaughey.
No. The guy that you wanted to be Wolverine.
Daniel Radcliffe?
No. God, his dad's an actor.
That helps.
And
that really narrows it down.
I think he's in a Western.
Scott Eastwood?
Yeah, there you go.
Scott Eastwood's not British for one.
He doesn't have to be British.
He does. That's the requirement. Every James Bond has been British.
You can have a British accent and not be British.
I agree, but I'm just telling you, they're not going to cast someone who's not British. That's like one of the requirements to be James Bond. You have to be British.
This will be the first.
And he's also he's not a good actor. So no.
Yeah, we're just going on looks now though. So you can't pick one or the other.
He's a handsome guy, but he's not a good actor. I don't want to watch a whole movie with that fuck.
All right, moving on from James Bond. This one I don't really care about, but it's Jeff Goldblum news. So
oh shit.
We're getting a Boss Baby 2, and Jeff Goldblum's gonna be in it.
When you said Jeff Goldblum news, I thought it was gonna be like The World According to Jeff Goldblum season 2.
Nah.
You bring up the fucking Boss Baby. I don't give a damn about the Boss Baby, and I don't think anyone else does.
But Jeff Goldblum.
Cool. You know how much shit Jeff Goldblum has been in?
Jeff Goldblum.
Cool. I know he's like a meme now. And
he's gonna be a baby.
Cool.
Possibly.
Where's The Fly 2? All right.
And I think what's his name's coming back too.
Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
He's just gonna do his Trump impression again.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
I only threw that in there just because Jeff Goldblum.
Fuck off. Cool.
So
make good movies, Jeff Goldblum.
And then my last piece of movie news is this. I saved it for last because I know you'll be excited about this. That you're gonna be like.
Will I be excited or angry?
I don't think you'll be angry. I think you might be excited. I don't know.
We shall see.
We are getting a Meg 2 called Meg 2 The Trench. It's going to be rated R. Because the first one wasn't.
Why isn't it... First one wasn't?
No, it's PG-13.
Is Jason Statham in this?
Don't know.
I'll only be okay with it if Jason Statham comes back. Because he was the best part of the fucking first one.
He stabbed it or punched it.
He body slammed the fucking thing.
I
don't know if it necessarily... Because I don't want this to end up like Sharknado, where it became like like the first Meg movie isn't... It's not great, but it's a fun, like, turn your brain off, just enjoy a bunch of dumb nonsense.
Right.
I don't want them to end up being like, oh, we got to fight like 7 Megs, and like one of them has lasers strapped to their fucking head. Like, I don't want that. The Meg was a thing. It happened. It was a lightning in the bottle thing. It was fun. A sequel might work. I don't know.
It's called The Trench, so I assume they're going into the trench where the Meg came from.
Cool.
So, there you go.
Why isn't it called the Meg 2 More Megs?
More Megs.
Yeah.
Meg 2 Family Guy.
Or just call it Megs. Do like
aliens?
like an aliens thing. Just the Megs.
They don't call them Meg.
What do they call it in the thing?
Just call it
I know,
Meg.
but they don't call the alien in Alien. It has a name. So just go by the title.
Dude, I don't think
There's
they
one
call
Meg.
it anything. They should call it Brucey. Fucking
Name him like Steven.
Steven.
Yeah.
Steven's after us.
Give it a name. Just
he's gonna murder us.
Name it Jason Statham.
Make the shark look better. That's the only thing I want.
No, make the effects look as worse as possible.
No, make the shark look better.
You think they got money for that shit? They spent all their money on Jason Statham.
Okay.
And
you
fucking
made
Rainn Wilson.
You made money off the first one, so use that money to make the shark look better.
Maybe, or just use a real shark.
There's
not a real shark, but like make a shark.
Make 100-foot fucking
perspective, camera effects, camera tricks, green screen.
I think that would look worse, honestly.
No, you can make that look pretty good.
You can, but I don't think
forced perspective.
I don't think whoever's making the Meg 2 is going to be able to
Miniatures.
pull that off.
I could fucking pull that off. Hire me.
That's all my movie news though.
shit, dog. Most of my movie news was pretty much the same. But I got some fun shit that I don't know. I honestly don't know if you're going to care about any of this. You probably won't.
I probably won't even know what half of this shit is.
No, you'll know both of these things.
Oh, okay.
You know Madonna, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, she's going to write and direct her own biopic for Universal.
You can do that?
Apparently she can.
Madonna's good enough. She can
Which basically means that
Has
this
she
is
ever
going to be...
wrote a movie?
No, she's a singer.
That's what I thought.
She's been in a couple movies, but like, she's not.
Sounds like it's gonna be awful. Then
it will be because it's not gonna be a true life biopic. It's gonna make her look fucking amazing.
Somebody should go into her notes afterwards after she wrote it and change a bunch of shit. And just be like, yeah.
But then on set, she'll be like, "What the fuck? Why is this different?"
Like, nah, you wrote that.
She's
Madonna.
directing it too.
Like, nah, you wrote that. Madonna.
And she'll probably star in it as well.
This is just like a documentary. Then it's not a.
Basically, yeah. But that's Madonna. Madonna's full of herself. And she looks like an alien now too.
Why is everybody getting biopics now? Like
that's the thing. Because Bohemian Rhapsody won an Oscar, and now everyone's like, "Fuck, I gotta win an Oscar now.
Yeah.
I gotta make a music movie." Even though Bohemian Rhapsody, I haven't seen it. It looked like shit.
it was pretty good.
It looked like
You can't say it's shit. If
I
you
said it
haven't
looked
seen
like shit. I didn't say it was shit. But to me, from what I've seen, it looked like a bunch of actors doing karaoke.
Nah, it was more inspiring than that.
Cool.
You can't talk shit about it.
I was also told that it completely like kind of disrespected Freddie Mercury.
In what way?
That it just like it made him look like an asshole, and that wasn't really like who he was.
I mean, kinda.
I don't know. Where's that Sacha Baron Cohen Freddie Mercury biopic? Fucking let that happen because that'd be amazing.
You just got one. Why would you
make another one? Because that one sounds better. Speaking of horse shit, we have 2 Uncharted set photos that show Tom Holland and Marky Mark.
I heard about them, but I didn't see them.
Which I wasn't aware that Mark Wahlberg was in this movie.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Because I remember a long time ago he was rumored to be Drake. If he's playing fucking Sully, I'm gonna murder somebody.
Maybe he's like the adult version of.
No, because they're in the same scene together.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, it's them together.
Time
like
travel.
Scene. No, don't put time travel in Uncharted. That's stupid.
It's aliens.
No,
it's aliens, man.
Like I don't. If we get like I don't want Mark Wahlberg saying "El Goddamn Dorado." Like, oh, El Goddamn Dorado.
That's
in
exactly
that weird Mark
how,
Wahlberg way.
Exactly how he would say that.
Yeah, because that's how Mark Wahlberg talks. I don't want him to say that.
And he'd crack open a beer.
Honey, bring me my alien gun.
He just pull from his Transformers performance.
His Oscar-winning Transformers performance. Fuck off. This movie's gonna suck. That's all the movie news I got.
It's a weird pairing, Tom Holland and Mark.
It really is.
I wouldn't imagine them two being a good pair, but maybe.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Why didn't they give Robert Downey Jr. as Sully? He would have been a great Sully.
Because he's doing like Sherlock Holmes 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's doing Doolittle 2.
He's doing Sherlock Holmes 3.
Great, that movie that everyone cares about.
Yeah, people like the first 2 Sherlock Holmes.
I've heard they're fine, but like this is Uncharted, bro.
Yeah, people care about Uncharted.
If Robert Downey Jr. was in this movie, people would fucking see it. Robert Downey Jr. and Spider-Man back together again.
He did that in Doolittle.
Cool, but I don't think anybody's aware of that because that movie bombed.
But they did it.
But this is like them together, like doing shit and quipping off of each other and like being fun and going on adventures and shit. It'd be fun as fuck, man. And I could totally see Robert Downey Jr. with a big dumb mustache being like, "El Goddamn Dorado," as he's smoking cigarettes, man, or cigars, because Sully smokes cigars. Fucking A.
That would have been cool, but now you got Mark Wahlberg. Possibly.
Mark Wahlberg weaseling his way in all these fucking movies.
Mark.
He's a good actor when he gives a shit, but he usually doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, ever since he's been in Transformers, he's like,
I mean, even before that. It's like
it's really bad though since he's been in Transformers.
It's been since like Planet of the Apes that he just stopped caring.
Yeah.
Like, but all of the movies before that, he's fucking great. He was great in The Departed, and then ever since then, he's
probably
because
like on Planet of the Apes, like just act like Mark Wahlberg.
Just do you, bro.
And then he was like, shit, I should do that every time. That's what The Rock does.
You ever seen The Happening?
No.
M. Night Shyamalan movie with Mark Wahlberg in it?
No.
Oh man, that his performance in the movie.
What's the twist in
fucking shit? There is no twist.
What?
Well, I guess the twist is like the plot in general, but
it's a Shyamalan movie with no twist.
He's got some movies that don't have twist. He took a break from twists for like a few years.
I can't handle this many twists.
I think Split was his like return to twists. I think if I remember correctly.
Twist and Split.
The fucking end.
That's not a twist.
That was technically a twist. Nobody thought it was connected to Unbreakable until we saw Bruce Willis's bald fucking
That's
head
just
in
like,
the diner.
oh, that's a surprise. That's not a twist.
He considers it a twist, I guess.
I guess. I don't know.
But Mark Wahlberg's performance in The Happening will rock your shit.
Marky.
It might be the worst performance in any movie I've ever seen.
It's a Shyamalan movie.
We need to fucking watch that movie. I feel like you will fucking love that movie.
Really?
In a bad way.
Oh.
That'll be like your Samurai Cop.
Hell yeah.
You're just like, this is fucking...
This is great.
Total bullshit. But
great.
It's awesome.
Great. I got some Star Wars news.
Oh, fuck
Oh, yeah. We haven't had Star Wars news in a while.
No, we haven't.
It's nothing confirmed. This is a rumored thing, but possibly getting a young Mace Windu show on Disney Plus.
We fucking stop. Make new things. Why?
Are they gonna bring back Sam Jackson?
No. They're gonna get Michael B. Jordan. They're gonna shave his fucking head. They're gonna put him in a robe. He's gonna say motherfucker like once.
Nah, bring back Donald Glover. It'd be weird because he's already Lando, but fucking
No,
do
don't
it
bring
anyway.
back Donald Glover.
Do that.
No. Stop with these fucking like, oh, we're doing a young Han Solo movie. We're doing a young Yoda movie. Like, stop. If you can't make new things in this universe, that tells me you either don't have faith in your own franchise or you're just creatively bankrupt. And you just, like, there is nothing you can do with Star Wars. We do not need or want a young Mace Windu television show or movie. Don't make this.
I didn't know that would trigger you so hard.
Don't fucking make this, all right? Mace Windu is a shit character for me.
He's the only people care about is that he's Sam Jackson.
That's the only reason he's an iconic character. If he was anybody else, if he was like fucking Wesley Snipes, nobody would give a fuck about Mace Windu. It's because it's Sam Jackson. But George Lucas made him so fucking boring in that movie that he's completely like unlikable.
Sam Jackson,
and uninteresting.
Mace Windu could have been cool if it was actually Sam Jackson, but he's a monotone.
Yeah, because George Lucas directed him.
Yeah. Well, how do you make Sam Jackson monotone?
That's the one talent George Lucas has is that he can just ruin a fucking actor.
Like Sam, tone it down.
Tone it down. You're showing too much emotion.
We don't do that in this.
We can't have this much emotion and charisma.
He's sorry, George. Sorry.
He's like, all right, cool.
I guarantee that happened on set.
Maybe.
Tone it.
No, I guarantee you George Lucas just said faster, more intense, because that's the only direction he ever gives to anybody.
More intense.
More intense.
Do it.
Faster.
Slow down. Less facial expression.
I mean, you can't. You got to look like you have Botox. You just can't move your face.
And he can talk about sand.
It's important.
It's important.
It's poetry.
Part of your character arc.
It rhymes.
Fucking George Lucas. It's been a podcast of shitting on George Lucas so far. So.
He deserves to get shit on.
You don't have no Star Wars news though?
I mean, other than the Mandalorian stuff.
Mandalorian comes out October 30th.
No, I mean there was a trailer.
Okay, do you want to talk about the trailer?
You watched the trailer. That's fucking news, Devin. That's what we do on this show.
Okay, you want to talk about the trailer?
Sure.
All right,
I didn't watch it.
Well, it just showed just random clips of him walking around.
Cool.
But we got the plot of season 2, which is he's delivering Baby Yoda to a Jedi. We don't know which.
Fuck, you totally called this.
I did.
Beat for beat.
100%. I called it a year ago.
And it's recorded.
It is.
On video.
It's on podcast probably a year ago from now.
Yeah.
So.
Which is the most predictable fucking thing they could have done. And I knew they could not have a Star Wars property without a fucking Jedi in it. They already somehow found a way to sneak a lightsaber in this fucking show. Now we're getting Jedi in it.
Well, we already knew we were getting Ahsoka, so we were getting a Jedi. Even though she's technically not a Jedi.
I mean, technically, whatever. But now we're going to get an official Jedi.
Yeah. So, unless he's giving it to Ahsoka and Ahsoka just murders it.
I mean, that'd be fun. I'd love it then.
Like, oh shit, it's Yoda. Fuck it.
Fuck Yoda. What's the problem with Yoda?
She left the Jedi Order for a reason.
Because of Yoda?
It wasn't just because of Yoda.
Yoda's like, get the fuck out.
I forget what she did on the show. She did something. They're like, nah, you can't be a Jedi anymore.
I'm sure it's gonna be touched on in this show.
Probably.
I don't know. It's just like Star Wars sucks. It's because it's the same thing over and over again. Lightsabers, Jedi, all the same characters hey, everybody liked Ahsoka from this other show. Let's just put her in this.
How ballsy would it be though if they killed Baby Yoda in the first episode?
That'd be great. They're not going to, because Baby Yoda is merchandising gold.
Are they gonna give him a fucking name?
Maybe. Name him like Mufu Dufu.
I don't care. Just I don't want to keep calling him Baby Yoda.
They'll name him like Finny Ding.
Finn Jones.
They'll name him Finn Jones. Just like a weird
What's your name? Joanna. Like what? Joanna.
Baby Yoda knows how to speak?
Yeah. It's his first word.
Joanna.
Joanna.
It's like, I guess that's your name now.
It's like, oh, you trying to say Jedi? No, Joanna.
No, you fucker. Joanna. It's like, all right, damn, I didn't know you could speak.
Is you a woman? What?
I mean, I don't think the Mandalorian checked his genitals.
No.
Because he's a fucking baby.
Yeah. Also, there's we can talk about how what's his face may have left season 2.
Yeah, which this is really bizarre. I like this just is weird to me. I don't understand.
I don't know if he actually left or if he just finished his lines
I think
before season 2 was
that's
finished.
Probably what happened. But everyone's reporting it as if he's like, oh, he left and he's never coming back, and like, well, I think he's just finished all his lines.
Yeah. And he doesn't have to be on
and
set.
He's not,
Usually it's a stunt guy. And
yeah, he spent 2 days in a studio recording his lines, and he's done. And he's moving on to other shit. I don't think he left, because I understand Star Wars, like, everybody hates Star Wars now, and rightfully so. But he's not going to leave Star Wars.
Easy paycheck.
Easy paycheck. He's probably making bank off of that, too.
Especially since season 1 did so well. I'm sure his paycheck for the second season is skyrocketing.
Pedro Pascal must be an arrogant fuck to think that, like, I'm bigger than Star Wars.
When he's on set maybe 2 episodes out of the showrun.
Maybe, yeah.
Because he's for sure on set when they took his helmet off.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's on set.
He's probably on set just for that shot.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't even on set that full day of filming.
Exactly.
He's probably just there for that one moment.
Which is weird. I would think you would want your actor to be on set, but unless you're doing stunts.
I mean, I get it because he's covered from head to toe. But if you got an actor like Pedro Pascal, like if I made a movie with like Mahershala Ali, and he was playing a character that was fully covered and you never really saw his face, I'd still kind of want him there.
Maybe he didn't have the swagger when he walks. I think that's what it is.
Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe that was it. It's like, fuck, he doesn't have the swagger.
He doesn't have the swagger.
He's got the voice, but he doesn't have the swagger.
Get a stunt guy.
Get a guy who's got some swag.
Where's Will Smith? Get Will Smith.
Imagine that'd be fucking. Will Smith was the Mandalorian all along.
He's the guy under the suit.
That'd be fucking hilarious. It comes at 10 years from now. It's like, you won't believe who was under the Mandalorian suit. And then Will Smith's fucking head comes out. He's like, that's hot.
That's hot.
All right, cool.
That'd be hilarious. Or like it was like Chris Pratt or something, some random thought.
No, he's too small to be Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt's a big guy.
Yeah, but you never know.
It's Jack Black.
It's Jack. It's The Rock. Just
fuck. Man, putting his ass in the little thing. It's like, we can see your tattoos, Rock. Like, you're busting out of that.
You're busting out. Do not flex for the love of God.
Don't move because you'll knock everything off.
It will explode and somebody will die.
Somebody's gonna die.
That's all the Star Wars news I have. So,
I don't have any Star Wars news. You want to start with Marvel or DC news?
Do DC.
Fucking A. We got quite a bit.
I got quite a bit of Marvel, so we got quite a bit of both, I guess.
This one, I'm curious. This is 2 parts. I'm going to say the full thing before you say your part, because I want to know your reaction, because I had a range of emotions when I read this. WB, apparently, and this is just a rumor, this isn't official, but apparently Joaquin Phoenix was reportedly offered $50 million to come back for 2 sequels, and WB is also reportedly eyeing Jim Carrey to play an older Joker.
For one, holy fuck, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
To come back for 2. You said 2 sequels?
2 sequels.
So we would get Joker 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Carrey as older Joker. I don't know how I feel about that.
I think that's the most obvious fucking choice. And I don't want that.
I don't know. Honestly, like my initial reaction was no. I don't want that.
I don't want that just because it's like no shit. Like that's when you watch any Jim Carrey movie, you're like, that's the Joker. Like that's boring. Like Heath Ledger was such an iconic performance because nobody expected that from him. That was the role that made everyone go, holy fuck, like that's Heath Ledger, like shit. that's like casting Jack Nicholson as the Joker. It's like, no shit. Jack Nicholson is just the Joker in real life.
That's his
That's
personality.
him. So like, I think that's kind of boring, and I wouldn't want that.
But why would they want an older Joker? Like,
Because supposedly, and again, this is just rumors, but apparently they want to do more like Joker-esque movies or have like sequels to that. But they want to do the multiple Jokers thing, where like Joaquin Phoenix inspired other people, and then these are just kind of like other people who call themselves
so it's
Joker.
not
and they're
Joaquin Phoenix's Joker older. It's
apparently that's what they want to do.
Okay.
So then, like each one sequel will be somebody else, and the next sequel will be somebody else.
So they want to connect it to their other movies without having to pay Joaquin Phoenix $1 million.
I guess, but I don't understand why they want to bring him back for 2 sequels if they're not going to be about him.
I mean, I would assume they'd still be about him, but they kind of just build on that aspect.
But why not just use his Joker then? The Joker that is already established that everybody liked.
Maybe they want like a 10-movie thing with the Joker, and
I mean, I guess.
Joaquin Phoenix
but
doesn't want to
he's never done a sequel. He's always been staunchly against sequels. It would shock the shit out of me if Joaquin Phoenix accepted that offer.
What did you say last podcast? Fucking money.
I know, but he turned down Doctor Strange simply because of this whole sequel thing. And I'm sure Marvel probably was like, we'll give you all the fucking money in the world to be Doctor Strange. And he was like, no, fuck you.
I'm glad he wasn't.
I think he would have been
great
a solid. He would have been a scary Doctor Strange. But I think he could have been a solid.
I'm kind of surprised by that. I mean, we had rumors right after Joker came out that they were going to do a sequel. So
yeah, and Todd Phillips immediately shut it down. I was like, no, we're not doing anything.
So it's coming back up again.
So it's rumored.
Who's supposedly saying this? Just people.
Just people.
Nobody
online.
in the actual.
There's
production?
not really like DC hasn't confirmed anything. Warner Brothers hasn't confirmed anything. Joaquin Phoenix hasn't
Well,
said anything.
until I see like actual like okay, we're gonna do it, then I'm gonna say this is probably not happening.
I would hope so.
So
because I think Joker was a one-time thing. Like, leave it alone.
Yeah.
And also, I don't want to see the Joker for another like.
But
decade.
I know Warner Brothers. They're like, that was successful. We got to tie it into everything. Like that's what they're thinking. I know it is.
I'm fine if they tie it into stuff. I don't want to see the Joker ever again.
You don't want to see the Joker, or you don't want to see that Joker?
I don't want to see that Joker, and I really don't want to see the Joker anymore in these movies because we've had like so many Jokers already on screen. Like, just let him rest. Well, Cesar Romero, Jack Nicholson.
I forgot Caesar.
Everybody does. He's the best one though. Fucking Heath Ledger, Jared Leto, Joaquin Phoenix, and then the ones on the little Joker boy on the TV.
Fuck that guy though.
I mean, I've heard he's really good.
Fuck that guy.
Okay, but it's just like let this character kind of rest. Use some other DC villains and stuff.
Use some other Batman villains.
But I'm fine if they like continue that world and that story. I just don't want to see that Joker again. Just leave it. It was a one-off thing. Like, just
where's my Grundy movie?
No, don't make a Solomon Grundy movie. You fucking out of your mind. I'd rather have a Bane movie before that.
I had to throw that out there. Just
where's a Killer Croc movie? Killer Croc's awesome.
He doesn't need a whole movie.
I think if you do a Joker, one-time Joker-esque sort of movie that's like really dark and fucked up, I think that'd be awesue.
He don't need.
Just call it Croc.
I might think of that as like the Meg. It's like a Meg spinoff.
Well, you'd be the only person.
If I just saw that title, I'd be like, they're making a crocodile movie.
I mean, he is a crocodile, man.
But it's not a crocodile movie.
I mean, I guess
it's not about
he fucking eats people.
It's not about like a man-eating crocodile.
He eats people though. And he looks like a crocodile.
He's like Venom.
So. What?
He's like Venom. He eats people.
I mean, yeah. He's not like Venom at all though.
He didn't say turd. Like Venom does.
He better say turd in his fucking movie. That's a mark of quality. I'll eat you like a fucking turd.
Turd in the wind.
Fucking hell. Venom sucks.
Who wrote that?
Tom Hardy probably.
I hope not.
I was like, oh, this would be funny.
Oh gosh. What other DC news do you have?
Apparently, someone involved with Suicide Squad has said the movie will be rated R.
I heard about that, which we kind of assumed it was. Yes. So it should be. If it was PG-13, I think it should be. I'd be a little pissed about that.
I'm curious on what makes it rated R. If it's just going to be a movie that's just...
I think it's...
Let's just say fuck 1,000,000 times.
I think there's going to be some gruesome deaths, because I think this movie will actually have some like characters like, oh shit, I can't believe they killed off that character.
That'd be fun. Well, I'm not gonna be surprised. They have so many like
Exactly.
D-list fucking characters that they're gonna kill all of those fucks by the end.
And they have so many like bigger actors that you're gonna be like, oh shit, they killed John Cena. Like,
I mean, we won't be able to see him in the movie anyway. So
stop that fucking joke. The joke's stupid.
He started that fucking joke.
I don't care.
Run that bitch into the ground.
Stupid. And then 2, they'll probably have the F-bomb every once in a while.
I hope it's sparingly, because fucking Birds of Prey use that shit all the time. And I was like, this isn't funny.
It's about my Hot Pocket or whatever. What was that? Was she trying to eat your sandwich or something?
She had like an egg salad sandwich or whatever. It's about my Hot Pocket.
It's the movie's about.
That's not what the movie's about.
What is? It's better than what the actual movie's about.
Yes, this whole thing happened because she couldn't get her fucking Hot Pockets.
That makes
That's actually really funny.
Yeah,
though.
it sounds way better than the actual movie.
It does.
I pushed that movie out of my brain. I totally forgot that. Did that come out this year? It did.
It did, yeah.
I feel like so long
Came
ago.
back in like February.
Yeah, I feel like it was so long ago. Oh well. Is that all your DC news?
No, of course not. Speaking of egg salad sandwiches and Harley Quinn just being fucking awful, Harley Quinn has been picked up for season 3 on HBO Max.
Ah, shit, I didn't care.
I don't care either,
I didn't see the first 2 seasons.
I haven't seen. I didn't even know there was a second season. I've seen like a few episodes of it, and it's not funny.
Why do they keep doing that with Harley Quinn?
It's not funny.
Why do they keep making her not funny?
It's not because they don't have to make her funny. Everybody likes Harley
But
Quinn.
why are you trying to make her funny, but she's not funny? That's what the one thing I hate. One of the things I hated about Birds of Prey is it wasn't funny, and they were trying to be funny.
Well, with Margot Robbie, her whole thing, she doesn't have to be funny because she's hot, and that's all anybody gives a shit about. It's like, oh, she's fucking hot, man. It's like whenever I tell people like don't like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, it's like, well, she's fucking hot though, and I'm like, cool. She's not a good Wonder Woman. Like, yes, I agree, she's attractive, but there's more to the character than her being hot. Harley Quinn is like in the comics. Harley Quinn is fun and likable and funny. In the movie, she's just obnoxious.
She doesn't need a whole movie for her either.
She doesn't.
She's not that big of a
But
character.
she's a woman, so she's gotta have everything's gotta
There's
be. Like
other
her.
women in the DC universe.
But they're not Harley Quinn.
Make them Harley Quinn.
No.
Like,
No.
in terms of popularity, I mean, not. In
That
terms
I
of
mean,
character.
that's Harley Quinn was already like popular from the comics. Like she was in video games and stuff like that. Like she was already an established
I
character.
think Marvel made Guardians of the Galaxy like they're.
No, but Marvel was an established name at the time, and they could do that. If DC put out like fucking Black Canary the movie, nobody would give a flying fuck about that.
What happens with Birds of Prey?
Yeah,
Nobody gave a
and
flying
nobody
fuck
gave a
about
fuck about it because it had a bunch of characters in it that nobody knew,
it. It wasn't good.
and it wasn't fucking good. Make good movies.
Thank you. Popping up. Blocking my Daredevil.
Fucking updates, man. Just make good movies. Stop making Harley Quinn shit. Make a funny show,
Make a funny show.
or just don't make a Harley Quinn show because that's a dumb idea.
We're doing it. Yeah, don't do that. Why do we need so many things about Harley Quinn?
Because she's the meal ticket.
She's not though.
They got to shove Harley Quinn down our throats.
No. I'd rather shove the egg sandwich down my throat.
I wouldn't because that looked fucking disgusting.
It's better than Harley Quinn.
I mean, I'd be fine with Margot Robbie down my throat, but like Harley Quinn in general is like fuck you. No, you probably got herpes.
Harley Quinn would probably shoot you.
Shoot me with fucking beanbags or whatever.
Yeah.
That dumb. No, Harley Quinn would murder all those fucking cops. All right.
They gotta make her not be a villain.
She's a villain.
I know.
That's her whole thing.
They
is
wanted
that
to make
she's a
her.
fucking
They wanted
lunatic.
to make her likable.
Fuck Birds of Prey. Fuck you, Warner Brothers.
I didn't think going into this podcast we talked so much about. Birds
Fuck
of
Will
Prey.
Smith.
Whoa. Has nothing to do with anything, but.
Speaking of fuck Will Smith, and this is just a rumor. Everyone's reporting it as if it's true, but I did research a little bit. I researched into this. DC, as far as at the time we're filming this podcast, Warner Brothers has not officially come out and said this yet. Nobody has officially come out and said this yet. It's just a bunch of websites reporting things. But apparently, Henry Cavill is coming back as Superman for 3 movies.
Which is, if it's true, fucking great.
Hell yeah.
I hope it's true.
I would love that because he's a great Superman.
I want Man of Steel 2.
I want a trilogy.
And if whatever else you want to do.
I want a trilogy.
I want Man of Steel 2.
I've heard rumors that I've heard people like talk about this whole thing, and I think The Rock said something about he wants to like fight Superman, and I think maybe that would be the thing that like pushed WB into be like, all right, fine, we'll make another like Superman, because The Rock is the fucking Rock, and if The Rock wants to fight Superman, he's gonna fight Superman, like,
yeah.
So maybe that
he could show up in Shazam 3 or something.
I'd be fine if he showed up in Shazam 2 just for like a second. It's like, hey, what's up, Shazam?
But The Rock's not gonna be in Shazam 2.
But when I think when he's talking about fighting Superman, I think he just means in his own movie.
Oh, in a Superman movie.
Yeah, because in Shazam 3, I would want him to fight Shazam.
He can fight both of them.
No, because then it'd be Superman and Shazam. It's called Shazam 3. It's about Shazam.
Captain America Civil War has plenty of other people.
But it's called Civil War. That's the plot of the movie. Is that they're all fighting each other.
Shazam versus Superman.
Why are they fighting now?
They have fought before.
They have. But like
Shazam usually wins.
I mean, technically, because he's magic, and he can't really be defeated.
Yeah.
Remember when Superman threw a bus through a building to fight Shazam and killed millions of people, and nobody had a problem with it? But Zack Snyder does it, and everyone's like, "Oh, fucking Zack Snyder doesn't understand Superman."
Superman is kind of insane when he's fighting. He'll just do whatever.
Superman is a dickhead. Everybody tends to forget about that. So, like, yes, he's I'm a friendly guy and friendship and hope and everything.
Justice.
But he's kind of a stubborn asshole, which is why him and Batman get along so well. Is because they're both kind of stubborn idiots who they get it in their head that, like, this is what I need to do, and they just do it. Superman doesn't listen to anybody. Are you out of your fucking mind? If Green Lantern was like, hey, Superman, you gotta stop that, he'd be like, fuck you. I know what I'm doing.
Well, he's also the leader. He wouldn't listen to anybody.
I know, but I would hope a leader would take some feedback from his fucking team.
He's like, I'm in charge.
I'm in charge, you bitch.
The only person he listens to is Batman. That's it.
Well, because he's scared of Batman.
Exactly.
It's like, all right, shit. Fuck.
Don't kill me.
But even if Batman said something, he'd be like, no, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, under his breath. He'd be like, you fuck
You little fucking bitch. Like, what? What'd you say?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Is that all your DC news now?
Yes.
You didn't keep the thing that I sent you yesterday. You didn't put that in your news.
What did you send me?
The Flash news, possible rumors.
What's the Flash news? I didn't see this.
I sent it to you, so
I didn't get it.
So the Flash is rumored to be approaching Bale, Kilmer, and Clooney for their Flash movie. And possibly a huge surprise cameo that's not one of them three.
Shaquille O'Neal as Steel.
That'd be fucking great.
Dude, if that happens, this is my favorite movie of all
Which
time.
is weird, though. Because aren't them three supposed to be the same Batman?
Not the three of them. Because Bale's not the
Not
same
Bale, but they already said Keaton. They already said Keaton was going to be in that movie.
Technically, sort of, but it's never... No, I don't think anybody really considers Batman Forever and Batman and Robin canon to the Keaton movies anyway. I think they kind of treat them separately anyway, even though the Alfred's the same and the Gordon's the same, and Robin is the same in both of those movies. It's kind of what nobody cares. Like, they're not good, so like fuck it, whatever.
It's a multiverse.
Technically, I guess they would be, but fuck it.
It's multiverse.
I don't give a shit.
It's whatever.
Like, George Clooney might come back. I would love to see George Clooney be like a proper Batman, because I think he would be a great proper Batman. Val Kilmer would not come back because he's a fat fuck. Bale, I don't know. I don't think Bale would come back.
You don't think so?
Because he's been very...
Even if he didn't have to dress as the Batsuit, he just came back.
No, if they're putting these fucks in the movie, they're all going to be in Batsuits simultaneously. They're not just going to be like, oh, it's Bruce Wayne. They're going to be in the Batsuits again. He's been very open about, like, I'll come back if Christopher Nolan directs a movie.
What if Nolan's directing The Flash?
He's not. They already have directors and shit for him.
They're secretly going to announce tomorrow.
Oh, fuck.
No,
I don't think Nolan wants anything to do with these DC movies anymore. So unless Christian Bale just succumbs to the money and they just, like, half the budget goes to him.
See, the thing is, though, we know Bale just signed with Marvel, so can he even go and do The Flash?
I mean, that happened with... that's happened.
I know it has. But not an actor on the size of...
So, I mean, but I also don't think Christian Bale... we talked about this a few days ago. I also don't think Christian Bale's going to have a big part in Thor 4. I honestly think he's just going to be like a little one-off thing.
It'd be a cool surprise if he's a big part in it, though.
It'd be cool, but I highly doubt. I think maybe Taika Waititi was just like, hey, you want to have this like dumb cameo in my movie? And he's like, all right, cool. And then I think that, and then everybody blew it up. It's like, fuck, is he gonna be Beta Ray Bill? Like, fuck, I think he's just like some guy.
But we could be getting a Batverse type thing in the Flash. I guess
it's really bizarre. I kind of just want it to be about Flashpoint.
I think they're just like, we've already did Flashpoint in a animated movie. So
yeah, it was really good.
So
is Jeffrey D. Morgan in this movie? Because I've heard conflicting rumors.
I've heard that he is, but then I've heard that he isn't. So I don't know.
Put his ass in this fucking movie.
We're gonna have like 6 Batman.
That was the entire point of him being cast as Jonathan or Thomas Wayne. What the fuck?
They want Bale and
cool. Okay, you want
Clooney,
the worst Batman, George Clooney, but you don't want fucking Jeffrey D. Morgan.
He's never been Batman, so
okay, this is his time to be Batman, and I'm sure he'll be a
murderer
Batman. So you're talking about Ben Affleck?
I mean, I guess
the other murderer Batman.
The other murderer Batman, yeah.
Well, I mean, they're all murderers. So technically, Clooney shows up. He's like, "I'm the pure Batman."
No, they'd make him kill somebody just to
fuck.
Grace his kill.
Fucking hilarious. He gets 1 kill under his belt. It's like, well, fuck.
And it's some like random dude. It's not even like
like hilarious.
It's like the one guy that anybody could have taken out, and he threw a batarang.
It'd be great.
Just knocked him out.
The only thing that sucks about this is that Adam West won't be in it.
Nah,
sucks. That would have been awesome. If this came out a few years ago, he totally would have been in it, and it would have been awesome.
Bring back fucking Bert or whatever.
Don't. So if we bring him back, is Batman dead in that universe?
Yeah, he died.
That's lame.
Old age.
And then would he then become Nightwing, or is he Robin still?
He's still Robin.
Little 60-year-old man running around in a Robin suit.
He's the new Batman.
No.
I saw somebody in the comments of, because I saw this was posted somewhere. And in the comments, they said, bring back Adam West, CG him in. I'm like, no, don't fucking do that.
Do not do that. I know I've mentioned that before. I don't want that. I really don't.
You could put him in the background in like a picture or something. That'd be nice.
Do a Stan Lee-ish thing where they're just like, a little image. Here's a little picture.
Picture of him on a desk somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. Like, that's fine.
Do that.
Put him in a newspaper somewhere. Like, it'd be fine if his Batman is still farting around somewhere and we just don't see him and we just see him on like a news report or some shit. I don't know. But I don't want a CG Adam West.
That would look awful.
Not only would it look awful because it's DC and they're not good at CG faces and shit, but also because it's not Adam West.
Yeah, you would know. You'd be like, that's not Adam West.
Well, I mean, you would know just because he's dead.
Yeah, I know.
And like, because there's a difference between Adam West showing up in the movie, and that would be like, holy fuck, Adam West in this. That's cool as shit. Versus a CGI character showing up in the movie because it's not Adam West.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't be a big deal because it's not him.
Yeah.
Because you could do that with anyone.
They CG Bale into it.
CGI Christian Bale shows up. He's like, I ain't fucking doing it.
They did that with. Didn't they do that with Arnold in
Terminator Salvation? Yeah.
Salvation, yeah. Because I didn't think he was actually in that. They CG'd him.
He was all CG.
It's fucking stupid. They had to shoehorn him into every Terminator movie.
He also hates that movie. So
everybody does.
I don't think everyone hates
it.
That
is the worst Terminator movie.
That's not even remotely true.
It is. 100%.
Yeah, you have not seen
it's
Genesis.
It's the most boring movie I've ever seen.
It's boring. It's not the worst Terminator movie.
That's what makes it so bad.
Are you out of your fucking
boring.
mind?
I'd much rather watch Genesis or whatever.
Genesis doesn't make any fucking sense.
It doesn't, but at least it's like a semi-entertaining.
Salvation at least has a plot that you can follow.
Doesn't matter.
And I know what the fuck is going on
so
from start
boring.
to finish. Cool.
So boring.
I like to know what's going on in movies.
So boring.
I'd rather watch a boring movie than I can follow.
Anyways.
A bunch of fucking nonsense.
Talking about DC. We got in Terminator.
We did. I think a Batverse movie is neat.
But you'd rather it be its own movie and not
I'd rather just be like having Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck in it, like that's cool. I think they're kind of like overdoing it a little bit. I think seeing the reaction, they're just like, fuck, we're going to put everyone in it.
Literally,
I think that's a little too much.
If this turns out to be true, we would have like 6 Batman running around.
Yeah. And I think they'd all have small parts. I don't think they'd all... Like, we'd have an Avengers Endgame moment with all the Batman just like... Frah! Like, no. They'd all just be little small cameos. And it'd be cool if this was like a Crisis movie. That would never happen because a Crisis movie would be fucking awful. But like...
with no build up. It just
crisis.
Crisis.
Because the doing it on TV works because you can break it up into multiple parts. But having a 2.5 hour movie, like you cannot do a crisis. Because I would love to see like Brendan Routh and Henry Cavill and like the TV Superman like interact and like do shit. You couldn't have Christopher Reeve in it, unfortunately, which would suck.
CGM.
Don't do that. If they fucking do that, there will be riots in the street.
Because every living live action Batman would be in this movie, right?
Outside of the TV Batman.
Yeah. So.
All the ones in the movie, yeah.
All movie Batman.
All the living movie Batman.
But that'd be just nuts in general, just doing that.
I mean, that'd be neat, but like, I hope if they're doing it, there's a story purpose for it, and they're not just doing it to do it.
I think they're just doing it to do
Probably.
it. I believe Christian Bale's in this movie. And Ben Affleck. But shit, give me all your money.
Because bringing in Michael Keaton, like that's a neat idea. Seeing that Batman again,
and you could do like Batman Beyond,
and yeah, they could spin off into something else, and he probably wouldn't have a huge role in that movie anyway. It'd probably just be like Flash going through the multiverse. And
it'd be like, more
Batman.
It'd be more Ben Affleck and
Thomas Wayne. Yeah. Jeffrey D. Morgan. It'd be mostly about them, but then the Michael Keaton thing could just be like, oh, there's another Batman. He's fucking around like that. I feel like that's probably what they were gonna do, and then now they're just like, let's just fucking have all of them in. We don't need that because it's supposed to be about the Flash, and you're making it more about Batman.
Because they gotta sell tickets.
I feel like having Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck,
maybe
having two Batmen in the same movie has never been done before. I feel like that's enough to sell tickets. All right.
Yeah.
Like that's a cool.
If they bring
idea.
Jeffrey D. Morgan, there'd be 3 technically.
Well, yeah, but like 2 previous Batman.
Yeah,
that we've
2
seen,
previous
like, coming
Batman.
back to be Batman on screen again. Like that'd be fucking really.
I think
cool.
honestly, like maybe Ezra Miller is like getting pushed to the side because of that whole thing.
I think he is.
So they're
I think most of these actors are being pushed to the side.
Yeah.
Ray Fisher's definitely not coming back as Cyborg. No. Jason Momoa might because he's kind of siding with Ray Fisher and he's kind of like fuck WB also. So he might not even come back as Aquaman now.
The only one I think might for sure be coming back is Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot and maybe Henry Cavill.
Yeah, maybe Henry Cavill.
Yeah. So we're the whole Justice League is fucking gone.
Shazam's coming back.
And Shazam, yeah, maybe if they make another one.
I think they will. Especially with The Rock actually going to probably be Black Adam.
Maybe.
So. We'll see.
But he's not part of the Justice League, so.
He has been before, hasn't
he? In the comics, he has, but in the movie universe, he's not.
Not yet.
Not yet.
It'd be awesome.
By the time they make him a Justice League member in the movie, the whole roster is going to be different.
They'll reboot the entire thing.
Yeah, it'll be the new timeline.
Speaking of reboots, I got one more piece of DC news.
Holy fuck balls!
Do you know who Oliver Jackson Cohen is? Cohen.
Is it one of the? That's not one of the Coen brothers.
No, he was in The Invisible Man. He was the.
Oh, he was the Invisible Man.
Yeah, he was.
Oh shit! Okay.
Man. Okay, so yeah, he's actually being talked to about possibly being Hawkman in DC universe. So there's that going
in a movie.
Yeah, in a movie.
I mean, he's got a look.
He's got a look.
He's got a look. I can see him with the big dumb bird face with the little mace thing. Cool.
So
Hawkman's not really like a character that like, oh man, you need this guy to fucking like put Ryan Gosling in a dumb bird mask. He'll look like fucking Hawkman, all right?
So
like, I don't give a shit about Hawkman.
He could possibly be Hawkman, and
that's cool. Why is Hawkman being introduced?
Because they're shaking up the roster, like he said.
We're gonna shake up the roster and bring in Hawkman.
Not Martian Manhunter.
Not Martian Manhunter. Not Hawk Girl, who's actually interesting.
Not Plastic Man.
Not Plastic Man. None of the interesting characters. No Booster Gold. No Blue Beetle. None of those fucks.
Hawkman.
Fucking Hawkman. All right, cool.
I don't think he's gonna be his own movie. He'd be like a side character. I feel like in a movie, but
well then why fucking introduce him if he's not gonna like be relevant to anything?
I don't know. Do you want a Hawkman movie?
I'd rather have him just like him like one-off movie than have him just be like, oh, I'm here and I'm doing shit.
I'm flying.
Because I don't like Hawkman's not interesting. He's not like an interesting character.
He's not. He's becoming the new Aquaman, honestly, for me at least.
Basically, yeah.
Like, oh look, it's Hawkman.
Because I know in the cartoons, his whole thing is that like he meets Hawkgirl and his whole thing is that like he just wants to fuck her and like whatever. In the comics, I think he's a little bit more like in depth and whatever, but he's not really that. He's just a guy who can fly, and he's
got a mace.
He's a guy. Like I don't give a shit. Where's that Green Lantern movie? Green Lantern Corps.
Can't do the good characters.
It's gonna be just Hal Jordan.
It'd be Jon Stewart as in Idris Elba.
Well, he can't because he's in the Suicide Squad.
Fucking right.
I want Jon Stewart, Kyle Rayner, and Guy Gardner. No Hal Jordan. Let's fuck them.
That's all my DC news. So.
Oh shit, that's all my DC news.
Ready to get into some Marvel stuff.
It's
some
Marvel.
Big news this week for Marvel stuff. I'll start with some little news first.
Okay.
Little news. Logan and X-Men First Class cinematographer is confirmed for Doctor Strange 2, so that's pretty cool.
Is it the same cinematographer?
Yeah. He was the same cinematographer.
He did First Class too?
Yeah, he did.
Why do
First
those
Class
movies look drastically different?
I don't know.
That's strange, but all right. That's cool.
He's going to be Doctor Strange 2 cinematographer, so.
Okay, so that's gonna be, that movie's gonna look up in the air then.
Who knows what's gonna look like?
It's either gonna be gritty as fuck and look great like Logan, or it's gonna be like a weird 60s like.
I mean, he probably
LSD
did
fest.
that on purpose. Like Logan.
I mean, yeah, I understand, but it's just like I couldn't if I watched both of those movies back to back, I would never in a million years go, oh, I'm sure the same person shot these. Because like Roger Deakins, in every movie, like his movies don't all look the same, but I can tell when I watch The Dark Knight that like, oh, that's the same guy who did Blade Runner. Like, he has a style to him.
Yeah. I don't know.
So,
Maybe he's that good of a cinematographer. You can't tell when he's in a movie.
I mean, if he was that good of a cinematographer, I'd know him.
I mean, he's Logan, so I mean...
No, but I'd know him by name.
You know him? I didn't put his name in there because I didn't know
his name's not important.
So yeah, that'd be cool, I guess.
That's cool, I guess.
If
Sam Raimi's still directing it, so it'll be bad.
That doesn't mean it'll be bad.
It will be.
He's made some decent.
He hasn't directed anything in like a decade almost.
He's been just working on Doctor Strange 2.
That's not true because he just got signed on to it.
Plus, he probably has nothing to do with the writing for that movie. So.
No, he won't.
Yeah, he's just directing.
Yeah, the script was probably written like 4 years ago.
Exactly. So I guess we'll jump up to the next bit of news. Miss Marvel gets the Bad Boys directors. We talked about this the other day.
Yep.
Which is not what I expected at all.
No, I expected a gay Muslim woman to direct the series because that's usually what they do. You have a character and then you have to get someone who is that character to make the movie. This is cool. I like these guys. Bad Boys for Life was fun. Yeah. And it had a lot of energy to it, and it was funny. And
bring that to Miss Marvel because that'd be
hell yeah,
that'd be dope.
And I hope these guys do more things because
are they directing the whole thing, or are they just like directing like
they might be? I mean, if it's a mini series, they might be doing the whole thing because it'll probably be 8 episodes. But they might do like a Vince Gilligan thing where they direct like a couple episodes,
like the important episodes.
Like they're like the showrunners, but they direct like a couple episodes.
So I was wondering how that worked with the show, if they did the whole thing or not.
I don't know because I don't know how these shows are gonna work.
I don't know either. And then we'll step up another one. We'll go. SheHulk was cast. How do you pronounce Tatiana Maslany?
Maslany, I guess.
Maslany.
I don't know this woman.
She's not been in a lot of stuff.
She's been in if you look at her IMDb, she's been in a fuck ton, but I haven't seen any of it.
So, I mean, just looks wise, she looks like
she looks familiar though, as if I have seen her and stuff, but I haven't.
I still want to know if Mark Ruffalo is going to be in this show though.
He probably will. He'll probably show up for
still rumored. He's still just rumored.
So. What else is he got going on? He's got that movie about the bad water or whatever. Nobody saw that.
Bad water?
Yeah, it's like polluted water or whatever.
I didn't see that.
Exactly. Like, he's got nothing else going on. You might as well.
Just be Hulk for the next 10 years again, Mark Ruffalo. You show up
he hasn't even been Hulk for 10 years.
I was going to say, you show up in one movie every 3 years.
Yeah, like you're good.
You're fine.
Chill the fuck out, Mark Ruffalo. You're good.
Plus, he said he wanted to do a solo Hulk movie at one point, so I could see him wanting to come back.
I'm sure he would. I'm sure he would love a movie that's all about him.
Make a Hulk TV show.
Or don't do that. Just put him in She-Hulk.
Or do that. Put him in She-Hulk.
That's all you gotta do.
Put Red Hulk in there. That'd be fucking cool.
That'd be neat.
Just bring back Ross for a reason, so.
Yeah. I'm sure they're setting that up.
Maybe.
I'm sure they are.
And then one of the biggest news for the week was Jonathan Majors cast as Kang in Ant-Man 3.
Kang the Conqueror.
Well, maybe Kang. We know he's cast, but we don't know if he's actually Kang.
Hold on.
Everybody's like saying it's been Kang, but it's not actually.
So he's not confirmed as Kang.
He's not confirmed as Kang
officially. So the news is Jonathan Majors is in Ant-Man 3.
The news is specifically he was cast as a key role in Ant-Man 3. But
How the fuck does that?
5 different sources said it was Kang, so I'm assuming it's Kang. If 5 different non-intertwined sources said it was Kang, I'm going to assume it was fucking Kang.
That doesn't mean anything. Also, all one website has to do is say he's Kang, and then other websites just take off of that. Oh, he's Kang. That doesn't mean he's
everybody
Kang.
has been saying he's been Kang. He's being Kang.
But it hasn't been confirmed.
No, it hasn't
then
been
it's
confirmed.
then he's not Kang.
He's confirmed to be in Ant-Man 3. Though.
Okay, so that's the news.
But he's probably
He'd be a cool Kang.
He's 90% going to be Kang.
He's a great actor. I like him. I never in a million years pictured a black man being Kang, but I can see it because he's
going to be blue or purple or whatever. So.
But it's just, I don't know. It's just when I think of, like, characters that are different colors, I don't picture black people playing them. That might be a weird racist thing, but, like, I don't know.
Shrek can never.
Because I know Gamora, Zoe Saldana's black.
Yeah.
But I just picture her as being green and blue because that's all she fucking does now. But yeah, I like him. He's a good actor. Last Black Man in San Francisco. Go watch it because he's great in it.
I hope he's Kang. That'd be great.
I hope he's Kang, but I still don't. If Kang's in Ant-Man 3, I hope he's not. If he's a key role in that movie, I hope he's not like the villain.
I think he'll be the villain, but I just don't think he'll be defeated in that movie.
So the movie won't have an ending.
I mean, there's rumors that MODOK is also in the movie. So
MODOK would be fine. Have MODOK in his little dumb fucking chair.
Who do you want as MODOK?
Patton Oswalt.
I want George Lopez.
You fucking... You are the biggest Shark Boy Lava Girl fan I think I've ever fucking met.
No, the only reason is because he's got his giant face in Shark Boy Lava.
I know, so he's typecast then.
Yeah.
From that one fucking dumb kids movie. That's just all he can do now.
Yeah. You tell me him as MODOK.
But he wouldn't. We wouldn't see his face as MODOK. The character would be CG. We just hear his voice.
No, MODOK has a face.
So you want a massive George Lopez head on a little tiny body?
Yeah.
That looked terrifying.
They did it in the George Lopez show.
Did they?
Yeah, when they did the kids, when they showed his past.
Yeah, and it looked terrifying.
MODOK isn't supposed to be a cute, loving dude.
I know, but MODOK in the comics looks like a fucking alien.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like fucking George Lopez.
Yeah. Before I would have said Peter Dinklage, but he's already in the MCU.
Peter Dinklage would have been great because he's a little short man anyway.
Yeah, but he's already in the MCU.
Yeah.
So.
Get another little midget.
Get another little midget.
Get Warwick Davis.
I don't know who that is.
He played Wicket the Ewok.
Okay.
Get him. He's a little short midget.
He doesn't have to be a midget. He can be anybody.
He doesn't have to be. He also doesn't have to be George fucking Lopez.
He doesn't. That's my fan cat.
I'd say get Patton Oswalt because he's a very loud, annoying
Who's Patton
voice.
Oswalt?
You know Patton Oswalt.
No, but like
Look
remind
him up.
me.
I don't know what you would know him from.
How do you
but
spell
know
his first?
Patton.
Patton.
I'm sure if you type in Patton, like one of the first things that pop up is Patton Oswalt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know Patton Oswalt.
Yeah.
He's a big nerd. He's got a very loud, annoying voice that I think would work for MODOK. And I think he was supposed to be in the MODOK cartoon that got canceled.
I mean, that cartoon still have
Bring him back. We'll fucking put it out then.
We did get some advertisement for Hellstorm, so that's apparently still happening.
Oh shit, for real?
Yeah.
Is Ghost Rider still in that show?
I have no idea. But they released like a title page sequence thing, so apparently that show's still happening.
This is on Hulu?
Yeah.
That's weird.
It is weird. I thought that show got scrapped.
Who's in this fucking show?
Hellstorm?
Is there no like cast for it? It's just we're making it.
I don't know.
That's weird.
I have no idea. I thought this got scrapped a long time ago.
I thought I did too. I thought all those fucking shows got.
I think that
shit can.
I mean, I remember when we were releasing it, everything got scrapped except for that. But I thought they eventually did scrap it later. But
Yeah.
I guess they didn't. I guess it's still going. That's the one show out of all the Marvel shows they were doing.
I'm still pissed that they canceled the Howard the Duck cartoon. It would have been great.
Could do it on Disney Plus or something.
Don't. Because it'll be unless you do the mature section because it was going to be like an R-rated cartoon.
Yeah, you do that.
You could, but they won't.
And then my last piece of Marvel news. This is what I told you earlier. That was spicy. It's gonna make your tongue burst into flames right here.
Shit.
Tom Cruise.
He's Iron Man.
To be Iron Man in Doctor Strange 2 as a multiverse thing.
That's a fun little reference.
It is.
I don't know if I want it.
I think it'd be great.
I don't know if I want it.
I think it'd be great. I kind of want it.
But see, here's the thing, though. I don't think, and I could just be wrong. I don't know the guy personally. Maybe he's a great guy. We know he's a fucking crazy person. I don't think Tom Cruise would be okay with just being a small role in a massive movie like
It said
this.
it would be a cameo. He would not be a
Because
big role in it.
The whole reason The Mummy sucked was that he himself changed the entire movie to be about him. And I feel like Tom Cruise is that kind of guy who, like, if I'm going to be in this movie, I got to be the star. Like, it's got to be about me. I don't think he's going to just be cool with being in it for 2 minutes.
He gets to fulfill his dream as being Iron Man.
I don't think he gave a fuck about being Iron Man. I think they wanted him, and then they were just like, nah.
But that,
like, he never auditioned.
You're telling me if that like happened while you're just watching the movie and that just popped up,
I'd be like, whoa, that's cool.
Exactly.
I'm just saying I don't think he would do it, just knowing him, because he's never had a cameo in anything. He's always like the lead and stuff. Or
I mean, I would have said the same thing about like Brad Pitt, but then he showed up in Deadpool 2.
Brad Pitt's not a fucking lunatic. He's had Brad Pitt cameos in all kinds of stuff.
What else?
He had a cameo in Being John Malkovich. He had a cameo in Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
I haven't seen that.
He shows up in all. He cameos in all sorts of stuff. Tom Cruise is a lunatic.
That's why he's perfect.
Like, I think the closest thing he's ever done to a cameo was Tropic Thunder, but he's still like a character in that. He's like, he shows up a lot in that movie. He's just not the main character.
Maybe he'll show up a lot in Doctor Strange too.
I don't want that. I don't want Tom Cruise Iron Man flying around with Doctor Strange. It'd be weird. He'd also be a little midget.
I'm sure they'd make him look taller.
Probably.
I thought it was a cool idea.
It's a cool idea. It's a fun reference.
It is. That no one would probably get, but
no.
Everybody,
like,
I look, it's
Tom Cruise.
It's Tom Cruise as Iron Man.
Yeah, they'd be like, "What the fuck?"
They wouldn't understand the reference at all.
No, they wouldn't. Might as well fucking get Eddie Murphy as Falcon too.
Eddie Murphy is Falcon,
and Brad Pitt as Thor or whatever.
Bring back what's his name is Wesley Snipes' Blade.
Might as well fucking put Blade in it.
Let's fucking do it. Why not? This could be the random cameos of movies because it's multiverse.
So this is gonna be a Flashpoint thing where they're just gonna shove all sorts of shit in it.
No, none of those. Nothing has been confirmed. It's just a rumor that Tom Cruise may cameo as Iron Man in this movie.
I know, but if it is confirmed, it's gonna just be Flashpoint. Let's just shove everything in it because we can now. Don't do that.
That'd be a fun movie, honestly. Just hopping around the multiverse.
I guess.
I look at Spider Pig.
I don't want that though. I want a movie.
It could be a movie.
Not if there's all this shit in it. There's not going to be a plot. It's the same thing with Flashpoint. Flashpoint, if we're gonna have all these Batman in it, it's not gonna be a Flash.
You act
movie.
like they can't write a plot into this madness. It's literally called Multiverse of Madness for a reason. So it's gonna be bad.
They're not gonna have. They're not. What I mean is that they're not going to focus on the script. They're going to focus on putting all these cameos in so they can get butts and seats. That's going to be the main priority of the movie. When the priority of every movie should be the plot.
I don't think that would get butts and seats. I think just having Doctor Strange.
I think it would. I think if they announced Tom Cruise as Iron Man.
I mean, I'm not saying it wouldn't get
Andrew
butts
Garfield
and seats,
comes back as
but
Spider-Man.
I'm saying they don't need that
Tobey
to get
Maguire.
butts and seats.
They don't, but that would be a definite. Hey, we're getting butts and seats now.
They're not getting Tobey Maguire for this movie.
Sam Raimi's directing it. He has an opportunity to do that. I feel like, if anything, he would do that before Tom Cruise Iron Man. So that's like an obvious thing.
If you had to pick one, which one?
I'd rather have Tobey, just because that makes the most sense, and it would be less cringy and weird.
You wouldn't want Andrew Garfield to show up?
I love both of them.
I'd rather, if you're gonna do that, I'd rather just do a Spider-Verse movie.
No, because a Spider-Verse movie would have them like interact. I just want I want Doctor Strange to go to this weird Sam Raimi verse and be like, "Hey, you're fucking Spider-Man. I know you."
It could connect.
And then
it could connect to the Sam Raimi verse because J.K. Simmons says that Doctor Strange exists.
Well, yeah, that's probably what they're gonna do.
So
that's probably what they're doing.
And it's Benedict Cumberbatch.
He's gonna be in that world for like a few minutes. He's gonna save somebody, and he's like, "What's your name, Doctor Strange?" And then he fucks off, and then it gets wild.
He says that to J.K. Simmons, or
it'd be fucking really funny if J.K. Simmons shows up in it as that JJ, and he's just like, "What's your name?"
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, and he fucks off, and he's like, "Doctor Strange."
That's a good name.
That's a good name. And he fucks off.
I mean, that'd be fucking hilarious.
That'd be cool. I prefer that over
Toby or Tom Cruise.
No, Toby's fine. He can show up in it. Be a grumpy fuck like he usually is.
Would he get back in the suit, or
yes,
be Toby?
He's not just gonna be Peter Parker. We're gonna see his ass in the suit.
This I guess would be pre Spider-Man 2, I guess.
Yeah, it'd probably be like after Spider-Man 1.
Because it would have to be pre Spider-Man 2, because He goes, what should we name him? He goes, Doctor Strange. He's like, nah, it's taken.
He's like, that's a great name, but it's taken.
Doc Ock.
So it'd have to be
pre if you're gonna make it.
So if you're binging the Spider-Man trilogy, you'd have to put Doctor Strange 2
for that 1-2 second scene.
It's the only way it'll make sense, man.
It's the only way it'll make sense.
You gotta give context. It's like with the Star Wars movies now. You gotta watch this one fucking movie.
If they do that, do you think they would do a Spider-Verse? That's a seedling? Like, they don't put Toby in.
I think they're already planning on
They don't do a Toby thing. They do a J.K. Simmons connection, and then they do Toby.
That'd be weird, but I could see that.
A little hint.
Like, oh, we brought J.K. Simmons back, the guy who's already in the universe again. But not Tobey Maguire. Like, people would be pissed if they did that. They'd be like,
right.
You went to the universe, but you didn't fucking give us Tobey Maguire? Like, what? People would lose their fucking minds. I wouldn't care because I don't like looking at Tobey Maguire. But
you could bring back, what's his face? Harry Osborn. What's his name?
James Franco.
You could bring back James Franco.
I guess he would be alive.
He would be alive if you did it between 1 and 2.
Holy shit. You're just sitting there eating fucking oranges.
Yeah, you do that, so Toby.
So good.
So good.
No. No. Oh, so we might as well bring back Kirsten Dunst as well.
Yeah.
Bring back everybody
but
except
Toby.
Toby. No, that'd be dumb.
And have like a weird poster in the background and be like, he's coming. And then just fucking, that's it. That's the whole thing.
No, that's dumb. That's dumb.
Or you could do the poster in the background, he's back from Spider-Man 2. There was like a newspaper thing.
I'm sure they'll have that.
You could do that.
But I'm sure he's going to be in the movie as well. Because that's such a huge missed opportunity if they don't do that. That's
because they're
like
waiting
an actual
to do
fun thing.
the Spider-Verse.
They can still do that. And I'm sure he's going to be in Spider-Verse 2 probably also.
I don't know.
Because they wanted to do that for the first Spider-Verse movie,
Yeah.
but then they were like, no, we'll save that for later.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're already planning on doing that. So like they can still do that. That doesn't ruin the fucking Spider-Verse
I think it'd just be
movie.
better to like save it.
Well, then don't go to the multiverse then.
Yeah, they're going to the multiverse.
Don't do that then. Don't go to that universe then.
I want a universe where gravity's upside down, and when people
That's
go
not
out,
gonna
when
happen.
people go outside, they just fly into the air and die.
Well, but in that world, everything would be built upside down, so you'd be used to it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be like gravity just turned off and then you just float up in there. Like they'd be used to that because they were born into that world. So I'm sure they'd find some way to fucking.
I want
go
some
around.
like crazy shit like that.
They're not gonna do that. They're gonna have more Inception.
Or like
buildings.
doorknobs are made out of meat.
They're
Like
not gonna do that.
something weird.
That's not weird.
It's like bacon.
It's like
doorknobs.
everything else is the same, but the doorknobs are bacon now. It's not weird.
Every doorknob.
We're gonna have more Inception buildings.
Nah, no.
It's just gonna be that. Again.
I know. I hope they do some crazy, like nobody's ever thought of craziness.
It can't be too weird because we gotta get moms and babies in.
And Doctor Strange 1 wasn't weird.
It wasn't like
There was a
super
flying
fucking
butterfly in space.
Weird. It wasn't. That's not the weirdest thing you could have done with that movie by any means.
There was a million hands, and it grabbed.
That was
Doc-
cool. That was one scene.
Yeah. Imagine that for the whole movie.
That'd be fucking amazing.
That's what I'm
Sam
hoping.
Raimi's not gonna do that.
That's what I'm hoping this movie is.
He's not gonna do that.
He could.
He won't.
Why are you shitting on Sam Raimi?
Because he's not a good director. He made a couple good movies.
So he can make another good movie.
He won't though.
Well, you can't just go into that movie that mindset.
I
It's
can't.
gonna be.
If people do it with Zack Snyder,
It's
I can
gonna
do it
be
with,
shit
I can
because
do it
Sam
with Sam
Raimi is
Raimi.
directing this.
People do it with Zack Snyder. I can do it with
Okay,
Sam
I
Raimi.
don't do that with Zack.
I'm not
Snyder.
saying you do. I say people.
Just saying.
I can do that with whoever I want.
No, okay, next Nolan film.
Dude hasn't
I'm going
directed
to-
a fucking.
I'm going to be like, no, this is gonna be shit.
But
'cause
Nolan has a
directing it.
proven track record.
I'd be like, nah, I saw Dunkirk. Wasn't good.
Dunkirk wasn't a bad movie. It was just not great.
To me, it was a bad movie.
Well, you're weird. But like Sam Raimi, like he made Spider-Man 2, which is a solid movie. I wouldn't even say it's great. Darkman was okay, but it was really goofy and weird. Then he made the 3 Evil Dead movies, but those are also like goofy nonsense films. And then everything else he's ever made is not good.
I hope he does some horror aspect in it too. That'd be great.
I would hope so, but it's gonna be like Evil Dead.
No, do it like Spider-Man 2 with the Doc Ock chainsaw thing. That'd be
Yeah, that's a reference to Evil Dead.
I know it.
That whole scene is. It's gonna be like that.
Just do it a little bit darker.
That's not scary. I want an actual scary fucking movie.
But you're not making it.
No, I'm not. Scott Derrickson was gonna do that though.
That's why he left.
Yeah.
Creative
It's like,
differences.
fuck you, Marvel.
Creative differences.
Well, it's not like alleged. It is. That's why he left.
Yeah, I think he raped somebody.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
That's what Tom Cruise did.
I think if he raped somebody, they would have said, "Hey, this guy raped somebody."
Nah, they're keeping it on the down low.
Why? He's a rapist. Tell the world he's a rapist.
Because he and somebody else did it, and they don't want the other guy coming out with it. Like Benedict Cumberbatch did it with him. Like, we can't do that. We got to keep him around.
Okay, but then why don't they just throw Scott Derrickson under the bus?
Because then he'd throw Benedict Cumberbatch under the bus.
I mean, he might, but there's no proof that Benedict Cumberbatch did it. Benedict Cumberbatch would be like, "Fuck you! I didn't rape nobody.
I didn't rape that baby.
I didn't rape that baby. You fucked the baby to death. I just watched. I didn't do anything."
That's almost worse. I watched.
I just witnessed it.
I didn't do anything about it. I just watched.
No, but I didn't fuck the baby.
But still, you didn't stop it? Like,
what am I supposed to do?
Stop him from fucking the baby.
The baby's dead.
Stop him from killing the baby.
The baby was already dead before he fucked it.
That's even
So, like,
weirder.
you can't really, like, hey, don't fuck that dead baby.
So you walk into the room, and instead of leaving, you sit down. And like, this could be
No, but I feel like you'd be in shock.
This
for a
could be
bit.
interesting.
I feel like you'd be in shock for a little bit. You'd see Scott Derrickson fucking a dead baby. You'd be like, "What the fuck?" You wouldn't just immediately leave. You'd be like, "What the fuck?"
This is real life.
And then you'd leave. You'd be like, "Yeah, you can't be making movies no more, dude. You're out of Doctor Strange."
I think we're looking too far into this. I think it was,
You brought up him being a rapist.
I think it was creative differences.
That's what you brought up him being.
It was a
rapist.
joke. Don't take it out of context.
Rape isn't a joke, unless it's dead babies.
Rape isn't a joke, unless it's a joke.
Rape isn't a joke, even though I just made a rape joke.
Unless it's a joke.
That.
It's a joke.
This is why #cancel Devin exists. Because you're so fucking contradictory. I'm not racist. Fuck black people.
I've never said that before, ever.
You said something similar to that.
Well, when?
Go watch like 3-4 podcasts.
I think it wasn't about black people. I think it was
about Mexicans.
Hispanic people.
Yeah, that's just the same. It doesn't matter. It's
But I didn't say. I'm not even gonna say it because you'll like cut it out of context.
That'll be the whole.
Yeah.
Fuck Mexicans. Fuck Mexicans.
Yeah.
Like over and over again.
No, I'm not saying it. I never said that. I think you made it racist because I like quoted. Being
You said it. How did I make it racist?
You made it. You spun it. You made me look like a racist.
That's like if Trump said, "Hey, fuck Mexicans," and then you get on me because I quoted him. He said it.
I never said those words in that order.
You said something similar to that.
Nah.
You
Go
being
back.
racist?
Somebody go back and tell me where I said it.
You're also pro-rape, so
I'm not pro-rape.
you just made a rape joke.
It was a joke. It wasn't.
I know,
I never
that's
said I was
pro-rape.
pro-rape.
If you're joking about it, you're making levity of a terrible situation.
Rape happens.
Rape. What? Rape
You
happens.
can't like deny.
Wow.
You can't
I feel
deny
like-
that doesn't happen.
I know, but the casual way you just said it, and to think that justifies you making a rape joke is a little weird. And the fact that you're okay with saying that, but you're not okay with saying "fuck Mexicans" is a little worrisome. Also, I feel like saying that's worse.
I didn't rape nobody.
That's not
I
an
don't
excuse,
know anybody
Devin.
who's raped anybody.
That's not an excuse for making a rape joke.
Hashtag rape doesn't exist.
Oh my god.
It's all jokes. It's all jokes.
Oh my god.
It's all love.
Oh my god. You're a horrible human being.
I take rape very seriously.
That's why we've been laughing for 10 minutes about rape.
Some jokes. We're comedians. Kinda.
We're not comedians. Are you out of your fucking mind?
We want to be comedians.
I'm not. I don't want to be a comedian.
Doing stand up.
I just say dumb shit, and if you laugh, you laugh.
I tend to laugh at my own jokes more
I
than anything.
laugh at a lot of stuff I say too.
So that's all for the podcast. That's all I got.
What's your fun fact for the day?
I don't have a fun fact.
Other
for
than the
day.
fact that you're pro-rape.
Not pro rape. That's fun fact of the day. Devin's not pro rape. There you go.
We'll see about that.
Why don't you have a fun fact? What's your fun fact? You never have.
This is your segment, Devin.
I know.
You're the one who introduced this to the podcast,
And
then you never have a fun fact.
I had one earlier and I forgot what it was.
That's why you need to write it down in your notes.
I know. I always forget to.
You cocksucker.
You want to talk about quantum entanglement?
What the fuck did you just say?
Quantum entanglement.
No.
You don't want to talk about that?
I guarantee you I will not understand a word of that.
It's the paradox. It's a cat dead and there's a living cat at the same time. Schroeder's cat.
Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger's cat.
You don't even know the fucking thing.
I couldn't remember what his name was. He's dead and alive at the same time.
That doesn't make any sense because he's either dead.
Quantum
or he's alive.
entanglement.
No, if the cat's dead, the cat's dead.
But it's also.
If
alive.
I stab you in the chest and you die, you're dead.
Do you know how the experiment works?
You put a cat in a box, right? And if you don't open the box, you don't know if it's dead or alive, right?
There's more to it than it's just a cat in a box.
What is it?
So there's a cat in a box. There's a radiated atom in the box with it, and then there's a boot that will kick poison gas. So
That seems a little excessive.
So
right? Shoot the fucking box.
So these are all within the box.
You gotta get this scientific. We gotta go find a fucking radiated atom.
I'm going to tell you how
All right, get a gun.
I'm going to tell you how quantum entanglement works. Okay, I'm going to explain it to you. So the
Science fact of the week. With
the radiated atom, or whatever it's called, I can't remember what it's called. I don't think it's called radiated atom, but this atom can be decayed or not decayed at the same exact time.
It doesn't make any sense.
It does. It only becomes one of the two when you observe it, when you look at it.
That's not how anything works.
That's how it works.
No, it isn't.
That's how it works.
So if your grandma died, just hypothetically, and I don't see it, that means she's not dead?
That is not...
That's the same thing.
Okay.
If you don't observe it, then it can't be
when
dead.
When it comes to subatomic things, that's how it does work. Because there are...
Then you can't see anything subatomically. So then everything's just like up in the air then.
But...
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
It exists as both decayed and not decayed
at
the same time.
It's dead.
And the experiment is if it decays, the boot will kick the poison gas and kill the cat. If it doesn't decay, the cat lives. So, the boot and the cat are quantum entangled with that atom because one affects the other. So, you don't know which it is until you observe it and open the box.
But I feel like you would know because you would see the boot kick the cat.
No, it's not a see-through box.
Oh, it's like all in the box?
All in the box.
But there's still an answer though. Even if I don't lift up the box, the cat is either alive or dead.
Yeah,
once you observe it. Because I don't see it doesn't mean that cat's not fucking dead.
Once you observe it.
That's not how anything works.
That's how quantum entanglement works.
All right, I'm going to go stab a homeless man, and because the cops didn't see it, he's still alive.
There are also two particles, and this has been tested, so it does in fact
No, the scientists are dumb.
I forget what the particles are called, but they're quantum entangled, and they're both up and down spinning at the same time, but you don't know which it is until you observe it. So
that's not how anything works.
No, they had this, and they tested it because they're like, this could be something that could move faster than the speed of light, and it did. Information traveled faster than the speed of light, so they're quantum entangled, and then they pushed them super far away. Like one was in Australia and one was in like India. They pushed these particles that far away, and then they observed one, and instantly the other one flipped the opposite direction of the other one. Instantly, faster than the speed of light.
But they're two different things, though. It's not the same thing.
They're quantum entangled, so they are.
No. If one thing is right here and something else is over here, that's two completely different things. But they're not the same thing.
They're quantum entangled. Whatever happens to one affects the other.
But they're still two different... They're two separate things. Just because they're connected.
Separate things.
My fingers are all connected to my palm, but that doesn't mean all of my fingers are the same thing.
But your fingers don't affect your other fingers. They're not quantum entangled.
That doesn't matter.
These can be treated as the same thing because they're quantum entangled. That's what quantum entanglement is. That's what it means. It's the definition of quantum entangled.
None of this shit
they're connected on a subatomic level.
So what if you had like two Siamese twins?
That's not.
They're connected, but they're two completely different people.
Again, one doesn't instantly affect the other.
It would have to because they're connected to each other.
They affect each other, but they don't instantly affect each other. As soon as you do something to one, it doesn't affect the other one. It takes time to transfer.
That still doesn't mean it's
quantum entangled things instantaneously. No matter where, if one was on one side of the universe and the other one's on the other, and you observed one, the other one would instantly flip in the opposite direction.
But if you have the ability to take one thing and put it in a different spot than something else, I'm not saying they're not connected, but it's not the same thing because they're in two different areas at the same time. It logically they're not.
What does them having
thing.
Being the same thing have to do with anything?
You just said they're the same thing. It's one thing.
They're the same particle that is they're two different particles that are connected via quantum
Yes,
entanglement.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're connected. They're not the same thing.
Same thing with the boot and the cat. They're quantum entangled with that.
That doesn't make any sense because again, the cat's either dead or alive.
It's
There's no like,
it's
it's up in the air. No,
it's both at the same time.
That cat's fucking dead.
Until you observe that particle, and if it's decayed or not decayed, you won't know if that cat's dead or alive.
So if a tree falls in the woods and nobody's around to see it,
not the same.
How is it not the same thing?
Because
I didn't observe it. It didn't happen.
we're talking about things that are literally in the same.
No.
They're two different positions at the same time.
But you're saying that if it's like microscopic or whatever, we can't see it. So therefore,
you can see it.
Therefore, all things they're happening at the same time, right?
You can look at them
through a microscope.
Yeah.
But we can't just like look at them and there's an amoeba. Like we can't just see it like offhand. We have to use science and shit to see it.
Yeah.
So because of that, we're saying that it's both simultaneously dead or alive until you look at it.
You can look at it with a naked eye and it would become decayed or undecayed. You just wouldn't see it in real time because you can't actually see it. But it would still happen.
How can we observe something if we can't actually see it without?
You would see it like
without the aid of a microscope.
If there was one right in front of me, it would instantly become decayed or not decayed. I wouldn't know because I can't like see it, but I observed it.
But that's the whole point of seeing things is that your brain, you look at something, your brain perceives it as an image.
That's what makes it
so you can't see that.
That's what makes it mind-boggling.
So then you're not observing anything.
You did observe it.
You can't see it.
You observed if it was decayed or not decayed.
No, you don't
have
if it's microscopic.
You don't have to physically
see
it. I could have a radiation thing to be able to see if it's decayed or not.
So you don't have to physically see it.
You have to observe it in some measurement. It doesn't have to be like seeing.
So if I look at that box with that cat in it, that's observing it in some fashion.
Yeah, and it would become decayed or not decayed, and then that cat would be dead.
So there's an answer.
It's both at the same time.
That's not no.
It's both at the same time.
No, if using your logic, if I look at the box, there's an answer. The cat's either dead or alive.
Not until you open the box. You can't see inside the box.
The cat.
There's no measurement.
If I left that fucking cat in that box for a decade, you're gonna tell me that cat is still either dead or alive? That cat's dead. I don't have to open the box to know that the cat's dead.
We're talking about in the realm of the experiments that you're doing, not the decade of the
It doesn't matter.
Entirety of the universe.
The cat's dead. Things are either living or dead.
We're talking
just because you don't observe it.
We're talking about within an hour.
Doesn't mean it's not dead.
Of this experiment, that cat is both dead and alive for that hour until you observe it.
So if I take one of those apples, and I put a box over that apple, and you don't see me do this, and you just come out of your room, and I go, Devin, is that apple ripe or not ripe? It's both?
No, it would be ripe, or whatever it is when you put it in the box. It's not quantum entangled with something that is both.
So I gotta get some fucking weird, obscure atom?
You gotta get a thing that is both decayed, not decayed, or like that. They're not protons, but I keep wanting to call them protons, that are spinning up and down at the same time until you observe it.
Seems overly complicated.
It is very complicated.
That seems needlessly complicated.
You know why they call it quantum physics and why quantum physics is so hard? Because it's hard to understand.
But I don't see how putting a little fucking atom in the box makes the experiment any different.
Because that atom is controlling whether that cat lives or dies in the experiment.
Okay.
And that atom is both decayed and not decayed at the same time.
But again, there's still an answer to whether or not the cat's alive or dead. Whether or not I see it or not, there's an answer.
It won't get answered until you observe either the cat's heart rate, you look at it, you put a camera in there and you watch it.
To me, there won't be an answer, but there's still an answer in life because that's how life works.
No.
That cat's either alive or dead in the box. That's not how that works.
It's kind of the multiverse theory almost. Or there's
multiple cats in the multiverse?
Well, there's a universe where that atom didn't decay, and there's an atom where it did.
There's a universe where everything is happening simultaneously at once.
Well, they think
if I'm staring at a box, that box is not in a different dimension. It's right there.
Scientists think this could prove it. That there's you know how there's the spin thing, one up and one down, and there's a universe where the opposite happened. And since that information traveled faster than the speed of light, how to do that? Speed of the light is the speed limit of the universe. Nothing goes faster.
They're fucking atoms. I don't know.
Exactly. That's what we're trying to figure out.
How do atoms do anything? I don't fucking know.
That's what we're trying to figure out. Because we're thinking, if you can figure out how to transfer more than just spin up, spin down, you could send a message across the universe instantaneously. You wouldn't have to wait millions of years for the light beam.
Be like, hey, what's up, aliens?
Yeah. So if you could figure that out
in space.
You can do a lot of things.
You ever seen fucking Home Improvement?
That's what you're gonna ask aliens. You've seen Home Improvement?
You ever seen the George Lopez show?
Just
Like who?
Just naming all these night shows that happened.
It text
20
back,
years ago.
fuck you. It's like, all right, damn.
So
None of that makes any sense, though.
There's your scientific fact for the day.
None of that makes any sense. That was all bullshit.
I mean, I probably didn't explain it as well as somebody else could. But
No, I get if fucking Albert Einstein came back to life and explained that to me, I'd still call him out on his bullshit because it doesn't make any sense.
I mean, you are asking questions that I don't know quantum physics, so I can't answer every question.
Who knows quantum physics? I'm gonna ask
a quantum physicist.
who's like a famous quantum. Is Neil deGrasse Tyson a quantum physicist?
I think he knows some, but he's not like.
I'm gonna tweet at him.
He's not a
and be
master.
Like, hey, if that cat is in the box,
I'm sure
that cat's fucking dead.
He's heard of the Schrodinger or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's a famous thing.
Yeah, I'm sure he could answer that for you better than I could.
I'm sure he'd agree with me. Be like, that cat's fucking dead.
No, he'd tell you that it's both dead and alive.
No, it's not. That's
the
not
whole point of the experiment.
That's not how anything works.
Even though nobody's ever done this experiment, it's
because even if the thing is the little fucking atom is somehow both decaying and not decaying, the cat itself, something happened to the cat. Whether or not I witnessed it does not mean it did not happen.
But it doesn't happen until you observe it.
It does happen because that's how the world works. Things happen. I don't have to
not
witness
for this,
something.
Not for this fucker. This thing breaks your
no,
laws of physics.
Because then if I open the box, I see what happened.
Yeah, it's
so, which
dead or
means
not
something
dead.
happened in the box before I viewed it.
No, it happened as you observed.
That's not how that works.
Because
you can apply that logic to anything. There's no food in the fridge until I open the fridge and see it.
There's
food in the fridge.
Have you seen the double slit experiment with light?
Is that where you like cut your wrists?
No. Have you never heard of that experiment before? So this also kind of proves that observer theory. If you put two slits on a wall and you shine a light through it, either it's going to produce multiple slits, like 6 slits, or it's going to produce just 2 beams of slits on the wall. Like, so you have a back wall that has nothing, and then you have a front wall that has 2 holes in it, and you shine a light through it. So they were testing if light is a particle or a wave. If it's a wave, it would produce 8 light sources on the back wall. Mm-hmm. If it's a particle, it would just go straight through and produce 2. Mm-hmm. So they did it. It produced 8. Like, okay, light's a wave. So then they put a camera right after the first wall to observe the particles and to observe the waves. And when they did that, it turned into 2 slits. So once they started observing it, it became particles.
But did it become 2 slits in the camera or to them?
On the back wall. It switched from being 8 to 2 when they started observing.
In the camera or
when they observed when they observed it in the camera, it became particles.
Well, that's just how the mechanics of cameras work.
No, like
because cameras.
It happened in the real world too.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
When they did it again, it happened for them.
Yeah, it happened they saw the 2 slits on the back wall.
That's just light. Light works weird.
So they determined that light is both a particle and a wave at the same time until you observe it.
I think somebody probably just moved the angle a little bit and
no,
created more.
Because they took the camera back out and it became 8 again.
I don't think that's how that works.
It is.
I don't. If you leave the light in the same position and then you just
experiment.
add a camera, it's not going to then multiply lights. That's not how lights work.
It's because you observed it, it became a particle.
That's not how lights work. That's not how anything works. I hate to fucking blow up all these quantum physics bullshit.
You can go watch. They have a video of it on YouTube from.
Like I would understand
70s.
if they set up a camera and in the camera, it only came out as 2 lights. But just if I shine a flashlight straight over there and I add a camera just right here, it's not going to become multiple lights. There's still one stream of light going.
Okay, you're not. That's a camera that's like you're talking about a normal camera. We're talking about a camera that can see very small particles in the air.
It's still a camera though.
No, this is also the theory of possibly that we live in a simulation.
I mean, we do. That's a fact.
Because when you're playing a video game and you're looking at something behind you isn't loaded usually. Mm-hmm. It's only what you're looking at, and that's the same thing. That is like, okay,
I don't believe that.
But this is the theory of. This is kind of like, this is kind of proving it. So when you're not looking at light directly, like very small, it's a wave because that takes less to render in a computer. It would take less to render than individual particles. But when you start looking at it, the computer's like, oh shit, somebody's looking at it, turn into particles. It's kind of that theory too.
I mean, I feel like if we were in a simulation, whoever's running the simulation would just be like, "Oh, just make it 2," regardless of what they're looking at.
It's computer power. Like you would.
I know, but why would you like just
because okay, imagine how many how much light there is on Earth, let alone in the universe. You wouldn't want to load that many particles when you can just do a wave, which is a lot less loading power in a computer.
Yeah.
If it was a simulation, so you only make it become particles if somebody's looking at it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Why not just have it be like one wave the whole time? Why even bother having multiple particles when they look at it? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Same thing.
That's just excessive.
The same thing with a video game. Why make something more detailed when you don't have to?
Because the graphics gotta look cool.
Exactly.
Because that's important.
Exactly. Same thing.
But no one's playing this.
It's a simulation.
Someone's just watching all this on a screen.
If somebody is watching, they may not even know that there's living things in their simulation. They could be looking at something fucking else in the universe, and we just happen to pop up in their simulation.
I'm sure they would be aware. Hey, these fucking things are moving around.
Not if they're looking at something else.
They're playing The Sims.
Or if they're just simulating how the universe plays out.
So they made the simulation. They're not even paying attention to it.
They're observing something else in the simulation. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, so they're like looking at giraffes or whatever.
Like they're looking at how the universe like was created or something, and they're not really paying attention to like Earth or the solar system or wherever they're looking at.
That makes sense.
And they don't even know we exist in their simulation.
That will probably happen.
They say that like there's probably a 9 out of 10 chance that we live in a simulation. So.
We do. Elon Musk proved it.
Let's just say this: if we ever invent it, then it probably means that we're in a simulation. If we ever invent something that can simulate what we experience as like reality,
I mean, that's what VR is.
No, but like it does it on its own. Like you could just set it up and you wouldn't have to touch it.
Oh, so like you just make a thing and then it sets everything up on its own.
Like it creates creates a universe, and then in that universe it creates.
I mean, but isn't that what like No Man's Sky did? Where it was like procedurally generated, where it creates its own shit?
It would, but like
that's what that is.
It doesn't go down to the atomic level.
Well, not like the atoms and shit.
That's what we're talking about.
That's the first step into getting it.
If we get to that point where it's like creates like atoms and the universe,
we'll get there.
Because what was the Big Bang? Turning on the simulation.
It was a television show.
Turning on the simulation.
That was really bad.
We don't know.
We don't even know if the Big Bang happened. We weren't there to observe it. It didn't happen. We don't know if it actually happened. That's how logic works, apparently, I guess.
But we can infer that
nobody saw it, so it didn't happen.
It's not. No, you're taking things out of context.
No, that's just how things work, Devin. Something happens regardless of whether you see it or not. It doesn't matter if there's some fucking kryptonite atom in there doing some weird shit. That cat's either alive or dead, regardless of it.
But we can infer the Big Bang happened because the universe is expanding from one point. So at one point, if you reverse it,
I'm fucking around.
If you reverse it,
Big Bang happened.
It becomes this infinitely small.
We came from space dust.
Everything came from space dust.
Yeah. Where'd space come from?
Space isn't a thing. It's nothing. Space. Space.
Nobody made space?
Space isn't anything. It's nothing. Literally, it's nothing.
But like something like it's still like a thing. Like nothing is something.
There's nothing there. There's quarks. I'm sorry. There's quarks in space.
So you're just fucking wrong. There. So who created the space quarks?
That's Hawking radiation. You know what a quark is? Probably not, because you know what they do?
It's the stuff you put in wine bottles. You pop open.
It's a cork. Not a quark. The Q.
Captain Quark?
What does he do?
He does nothing.
That's what quarks do.
Fucking ass. Same thing.
Do you know what quarks do?
No.
They instantly pop into existence and then destroy each other. There's a positive or negative, and they destroy each other.
That's cool as fuck.
But on a black hole, on the horizon of a black hole, when they pop into existence, one will get sucked in and one won't. And that's how black holes die.
Lucky fucking quark.
That's how they die. Hawking radiation.
Well, that's the fun science fact of the week. You should just do that now. That's your new thing.
What, just run a podcast talking about science shit?
No, just every week you just talk about science shit.
Just talk about science shit.
Yeah, and fucking remember it.
That's just stuff I know.
Talk about
from watching countless lesson videos. I like that stuff. I like learning about that stuff.
I like science, but sometimes it doesn't make sense. So it's not real.
You need to watch the quantum entanglement video.
No. Because I'm the whole
It
time
would-
just be like, no, this makes sense.
It would make more sense if somebody else who knew what they were talking about more than I did.
Some
was
old man,
explaining
Bill
it.
Nye, is fucking
It
explaining.
wouldn't be Bill Nye.
Like, fuck you and your stupid bow tie.
Bill Nye's not a scientist.
He's not. He's an engineer or whatever.
He's an actor.
Well, he's an actor, but he's got some degree in something that's not science.
I'm not a scientist either. I'm not even an engineer.
I know,
yet,
but he's an engineer who pretends to be this like super smart scientist.
You act like engineers are dumb.
I'm not
Saying
saying
I'm
that.
dumb?
He's just not a
You
scientist.
saying I'm dumb?
I mean, yeah,
Probably will.
he's not a scientist.
I'm not an
though.
engineer yet, so I can't. I'm not dumb.
He just talks a lot about science.